Roast beast, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Brisket.
Ooh.
Brisket and cheese.
Okay. Okay. That's what's for lunch right there.
Yeah, that was what was for lunch. How about you? What did you? I saw you got
Club. I
Aviva, yeah.
Chicken club from Aviva.
Nice. Yeah.
Pretty nice over there. I mean, I don't know why it takes a half hour to make a sandwich and a nice little side salad up in there, but
Yeah.
that goes for another day.
They take a little while, but the food's not bad. It's pretty good.
Pretty hot right there. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Ooh, is Reddit finally breaking out here, or are we to Reddit and forget it? Hold on, I'm not even on it yet. Just too excited. They're looking at the E-signal charts to the top side. Uh-oh, there's that break. We were not here for it, but there's that 180 break.
Today?
Yeah, just an hour ago. There it goes, breaking 180, and then boom, new all-time highs. I guess, yeah, it was 180.75 before today, and there it goes into today, 182.64. There's, okay, so it does do the break, and then there it is. So now if you're looking to say, hey, maybe if we exhausted, look, Palantir did something similar where it broke the highs, fell back in a little bit, and now we're at all-time highs again today, but there's Reddit right now. Good, interesting spot. Ooh. So this is why I just came across again. We'll talk about it with eSignal being one of our sponsors, but there's Reddit right there on a moving average scanner. So we're right back in right now on Reddit. I mean, and you can scan, moving average scanners, you know. But there it is right there coming back in. So again, I really like the name here. Reddit looking to make some moves, looks like a downside maybe here for Reddit. So yeah, nice little play there. I would like the long off of this level, but still in Rigetti, GameStop here, Palantir.
I've only traded Palantir. You still in that Palantir?
Yeah, but it's like really weak. It's gone back and forth.
Yeah.
Actually, Palantir is pretty fun there. We traded all the way to the highs, man. 83.50, Obi. We have an out up there at 83.50 or so. Right into the pre-market again, just sitting there taking that fill as it came up. So just trying to like every 25 cents sort of. High at the time, 83, 83.50, then some VWAP action. But yeah. You like the long here coming back in a bit? Maybe,
yeah. I'm looking for it. I stopped out. I tried the long. We got past that 70. We were talking about the 82.70s. We did get past them, but again, not making the best decisions. I got to be a little bit more nimble. When that prior high false breaks and pulls back in, I can definitely be getting out a little bit higher here. But I did like that consolidation on top of that VWAP earlier. But the thing is, sure, get stopped out. That's fine. Didn't even lose a one risk unit on this pullback here, but the fact is, like, I gotta get back in. When that selling kind of comes in, 81.80 is a bit of a level as well. I like these prices earlier to initiate the long on Palantir in and around the 81.80s. I think it was 81.90 I got in for the initial shares there, and then added more in the 82.20s and 30s here. With a little bit of a double tap for the push up to 70s, and I got that. I got exactly what I wanted, but the false broke, and I might have been a little greedy looking for that 83 right away. But on the break of this trend right here, I got to be out 82 halves, and yeah, it pulls back in. But the reload is definitely at the 81 half or 81.80 hold here for a pushback through that VWAP, and you can see that bid came in pretty aggressively. So we were talking about this little competitive. I did like the long to push into 83. The idea was to take it into 83, and sure, we got opening range highs as well for those who are looking for that. But yeah, kind of lick grabs that as well and pulls all the way back down to 82. So sideways action is what's happening on PLTR today. But the long was definitely there, and the shorts were definitely there off of the open and off of the false break of those of the day high as well. So solid opportunities, decisions, not as solid. Maybe a little too loose. But yeah. I got to do a little bit better with that. I also understand and know that I'm might be a little bit compromised. I'm not feeling too well today.
He's compromised.
So that may come with a little bit of poor decision making. So I do have to be aware of that. I even told you, I was like, yeah.
No, you said.
I'm in and around break. I was like, I'm in and around break even because I spent 100%. I spent about a decent amount of risk on these attempts here. More than willing to take that on, and then when it does come in, I'm not willing to give it the break even, because that trade is a trade within itself, and when that stops working, then got to get out of that one there. But yeah, you were right. You were just like, yeah, you're thinking a little too much about the P&L there, and for sure, I definitely was. But yeah, where's the next trade? That's what I'm asking. Still not shut down on the day. So
no. We're shut down.
A lot of risk.
All right, so yeah, just real quickly here on GameStop, and we're gonna go. We have the popular segment there in the midday where we vote. So we're gonna talk about what stocks you want to talk about very, very soon. Just getting that all set up. So I just looked over there and I was like, GameStop just kind of lost that and lost a 200 period. We were very, very late to get out. I have to admit, did not have a stop there. So when it came back in, we got out at 50 or so here on GameStop, trying to get back up there. 200 period is 57. That's really where we should have got out. We'll punch out now. I guess it was 47s. I guess we got out at there, up to 70s, and there goes GameStop. But again, off that low, we had took it early. And we got out of, I think it was 10%, 5 and 5, and then another 10% there to flatten that trade. Then we were just, lucky or not, we'll talk about why we like that 3150 area, but we sat there right there from our sticky note level, and it was just pretty simple why. This is the half day. Those are the bottoms for the half day. Sometimes, it's not rocket science. To me, comes into these levels worth trying. Do they sometimes fail? Yes, But when they work, the risk and reward really paying off there today on GME. So we're really happy with that one. All right, Rigetti, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, Sharif's back over at the desk at the big screen. So let's find out. I love this little bumper that we have right now. So, Ramin, let's run it.
Welcome, everyone, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. Obi in for Neil today. Him and Sean locked and loaded, ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. So Joe and I during the How to Trade Midday show and get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. Let's start first with a look at the major averages. All three, the Dow, the ES, the NQ, all floating around that break-even point. The ES and the NQ marginally red and the Dow marginally green. It is, though, the Russell 2000 up 0.2%, the best indice on the day, the best performing indice on the day. Let's have a look at Tesla, the first one as decided by you guys, down 2.3%. Despite a good headline here, Tesla exec says we will be ready to efficiently produce autonomous vehicles at the Shanghai mega factory, which nears completion. They are looking at building, in addition to the plant that already exists, an adjoining plant that's going to build their mega packs for some of the green energy initiatives that they have. So Tesla, guys, down 2.5.
Yeah, so good. Thanks, Sharif. Good little summary there about the story on Tesla. Look, we've bounced now 3 times basically off. Well, it's attempting its 3rd time at these lows of 451. We knew that today would be a little slower of a day in the market, and we're pretty much been nailing that right on. You had that move right away off the open down there, and then a nice recovery. But all that recovery did was put us to basically green-ish on the day on the NASDAQ. Not, I think it was maybe up 0.1 or 0.2 at the highs, but just barely over Greensville. And then we're now right back in to right where we were previously, almost at the open again, down 0.13, 0.15. So let's just hope that we're able to hold these levels. I think if we can start to trade underneath VWAP, then we lose everything. And the reason why we look at the index, and Obi had touched on this about trading index versus trading names and things like that, I really like to trade the NASDAQ. But if Tesla's going to be weak on the day and the NASDAQ's going to break right now, and this is not going to hold, this 50 level, 450 coming through, then I think we're in a little bit of trouble again. So there is a longer period, a 5-minute chart. There's the 200 period moving average. And we could chart this on a 20-minute chart on whatever you want. But right now, the trend is definitely to the downside. As you look at this, boom, to the downside, I would say you wouldn't have to get out of any of your shorts till 456, which isn't that far away from here. It's about $4. That's a great little spot if we can get short anywhere back into there. I think if you lose this 450, the good news is you had some little clump ups here, right? So if we had a volume profile, you'd see a lot of volume conducted in and around 448, 447. So I don't think it's the end of the world if it breaks 450. I'm not sure it's a monster trade downside. I would actually almost look long in and around 447 to see if that happens. So for me, I do think we go lower here on Tesla. I'd look to pick it up around 447. Great trading today is just the short. Just even if you zoom back out here and you draw these lines. I mean, I know Obi loves these sort of directional little lines like that there. We line up, that's not even a good one. But anyways, right there breaking. So you still have that downside push there for Tesla. Good number one stock to look at today. Maybe one of the better ones to have day traded.
Yeah, for sure. I think that it kind of showed you what's up in the pre-market there. You can see that, yeah, we attempt to push towards these highs. 4 a.m. wick candle right there all the way up at 469 halves. And then, yeah, makes another high there, 469.76. So just a little bit higher, just about a quarter higher, and then starts to trend down. Not only that, we break this really clean kind of a trend that we had in the pre-market as well. So that's something that one could consider as well. But yeah, strong selling continuation off of the open there, pulls all the way down to 450s before attempting another push at that 460 mark. So I like that for a potential push into 460, but there's no follow through. We made lower lows and lower highs as well, kind of coming back into prior days end of day consolidation levels. Currently holding a bit of a double bottom on top of that 450, Sean. So lows right now 451.02s. So oh boy.
All right, guys, AVGO up 2.4%. Good look for today. The strongest of the $1 trillion club names. Stanley Druckenmiller looks like he offloaded his entire Nvidia position in Q3 of this year, and he's worked his way into Broadcom, now one of the top 15 holdings in his portfolio, guys.
Okay, I mean, look, Broadcom, great. Again, another great question by everybody there about Broadcom. And we really, I was just looking at my GameStop position. I really like the stock. I mean, there's going to be winners and losers, obviously, as we think about the space, right, and moving forward. And I just think that Broadcom's already showed its hand a little bit there. It got dumped. Whoa, that's right. We don't have the split. Okay, so makes the move there on earnings, right? You were here, Obi. I wasn't here this day. Absolutely monster. Couple days back and forth. And I remember you had some short thoughts in this area, which was great. Nice little pull back in. But then look at this. It's like, nope. So as, you know, NVIDIA gets recovered a little bit, AMD not so much. It looks like Broadcom is going to be the next one. Again, just being able to sort of make chips in a different manner there and sort of OEM and whatnot. I like Broadcom, nice upside move there. Gives you that exposure that maybe NVIDIA doesn't as a pure play. But yeah, I got to put this on my, you know what? It might not even really be on my scanners to where it should be. So I'm going to start looking at Broadcom more because it's in the right price range, right? I mean, we're trading Teslas at 450s. I traded Microsoft today. You know, the price levels of some of these names now, you just got to deal with it. You know, I didn't look at Broadcom for a while because of the split, to be honest with you. And then I'll do pre-split. And then since it's split, it's been a much more reasonable trade. But wow, what a mover. I think it continues to be a winner. Congratulations to everybody that's believed in Broadcom. It's definitely been, you know, a portfolio darling, that is for sure.
Yeah, Sean, definitely. I think that continuation is what's a bit of a key here. Yeah, strong push off of earnings. We were there, traded on day one, day two. Strong flush on day three off of a 250 failure to follow through. But guess what? We're coming right back into that 250, less than 5 points away. And again, one of the strong tickers on the day today. Again, if you take a look at some of these chips. Yeah, not many chips showing you that aggressive strength, but Broadcom definitely one of them here, trading at 450-60s once again. But yeah, pull back into 210s, holds, sustains in the pre-market session last Friday, and we get that aggressive bid coming in, only to have a strong sell-off into the close. But guess what? We break through that prior day high, giving us some strong action, consolidating above it on Monday. We're getting a bit of continuation coming into the end of the week here as well. So yeah, I'm curious to know whether we hit that 255 this week, but that 250 is definitely well within range here on AVGO. This is a 1 hour chart. You can see pretty strong on the day, trending to the upside as well. A bit of a consolidation since about, 12:30-ish until now, hitting 215. So a bit of a sideways consolidation here. I guess we did attempt to sell off aggressively, but we were holding. Look at how clean this kind of base is. Sure, you attempt to push and then hold that base once again. So it's kind of reminding me of some head and shoulder kind of action where it's like you hold a level, you break it, you fail to follow through, you come back in, you hold that same level, and then maybe you're poised for a little bit of a move as well. So let's see what AVGO has in store for us. But seems like off of those earnings, the bid is definitely there and sustaining after a strong pullback all the way from 450s down to 250s all the way down to 210s.
Another good day for the Canadian video platform Rumble as they struck a deal with an offshore stablecoin last week, Tether, to the tune of $775 million. Guys, the breakout continues today. They're up 33%.
I mean,
Wow.
I'm just guessing that it's all aboard now on some of these plays where you're going to get mergers and acquisitions, right? We just got a question. The question of the week that we were talking about was, is there any sectors that have been, sort of hit here in the last little while that maybe are worth buying? I actually look at a name like a Rumble there and think that, okay, if we're going to get more mergers and acquisitions like this, to step in and make this kind of an impact, like you want to look at maybe what names are next. So I was thinking about, was that other name that was going with DJT? Funware could be another one there, maybe to get going again. But nice move to the upside here on Rumble. And again, a media play. Media has been so hot recently. We know what's happening with Google and streaming and just Netflix's numbers lately and the whole Jake Paul thing and all the podcasts that just keep on going through. So I don't know what Tether's stake is going to, what that means for this, other than maybe some stability now that they've got some cash to start to build out and start to acquire some customers. So Rumble continues to work. We have Truth Social as well. And I don't know if Rumble has stepped away from the sort of that conservative side or not, but as President Trump comes and goes here, in the news, we've had quite a nice little, sort of roller coaster ride there for Rumble. Again, back to election days, you're talking about $5, $6. There's a nice move up into $8.50, back to $7, and then the bump up. So levels that are probably a little bit lofty here for Rumble, but it's the same trade every day. Whenever you get sort of explosive moves off the open, we like to look at them as earnings. And when we say when there's a gap, you sort of wait for VWAP. So that's this sort of purple bluish line right there. And if you had waited for that kind of a move back, you might have been able to get long in and around 1350. Then again, this is not a real-time volume weighted average price, so it's probably shrunk up a little bit here, but could have been close here around $15. But here, there is no excuse to have not gotten long down there if you're looking at Rumble. So let's not make that mistake again. Any play like this that you like, and we have a couple on board right now. We'll talk about Rigetti in a minute, but any play that comes back into view up like that and you like the long and the story's still the same, I think it's a great play. So Rumble down there to view up.
Yeah, what a continuation on this one there, Sean. So it seems like since we got that initial push and that initial day one off of the news, off of the open and an opening range break seems to be the place to be on this ticker. As again, look at that aggressive push right off of the open on day one. Day two, same thing, pre-market highs, aggressive push. Coming in today, yeah, sure, not doing too much volume, but similar kind of story. It just rips off of the open all the way up into 15s, pulls back. And this is I think this is a trade within itself as well. When it pulls back into prior day's highs, sitting on top of those 15s, what is that, 1526, this low right here is at 1514. So within about 10, 15 pennies, we get a pullback, and then we get that continuation all the way up to 1738. So it should be interesting. Let's see what VWAP has in store for us. Yeah, wow, look at that. VWAP holding as well on that first aggressive pullback here on Rumble. So maybe poised for more of a move here, but multi-day mover nonetheless here on Rumble going into the end of the year. Yeah, a lot of people kind of, I guess, getting involved with this ticker. 3-day run, see if it continues.
Before we go back to Sharif, let's remind everybody that this Christmas, Trade the Pool has the ultimate gift for traders. Here's the deal. Buy an $80K, $160K, or $260,000 buying power evaluation, and we'll give you free $20,000 in buying power evaluation. Yes, FREE. But that's not all. Both parties have 7 extra days. Both plans have 7 extra days to hit your targets. That's more time, more buying power, and more opportunities to trade. This exclusive offer ends on January 1st. It's the perfect way to kickstart your trading journey into the new year. Please scan the QR code or use the link in description. Sharif.
Palantir, Sean, inside day for it, down 2/3% after making all-time highs on the shortened Christmas Eve day. They did announce that they are contracting now with OpenAI, SpaceX, and Anduril to create a new defense consortium. And the market like that, guys, they printed about $85 on Tuesday.
Yeah, so the only name you traded today.
Yes.
So I feel compelled to pass the torch.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of the long off of the open, the execution. Again, could definitely be worked on a little bit here. Pulls back aggressively on top of 82s. Why do I like 82s? We kind of spoke about this in the pre-market session as well. Look at that, 82 pre-market lows in and around the close of prior day as well here on Palantir. But yeah, I like that level. Although it did kind of bid back up into VWAP, didn't really quite take it there, as again, I was getting involved 20s and maybe just underneath in the teens as well for a push. Makes that 70 high, and then I give it all the way back down to the opening range low as well, below that 82 mark. But eventually, we do kind of hold that prior day's end of day low right there. You can see that we sold off aggressively, and then that's in and around 81.5. So today's low is 81.30. We get a reversion off of that level. We get a trend break as well. We get a consolidation on top of that VWAP, an attempt to push past that 70 level from that opening bounce as well, fails to follow through, and then we come right back down. But the thing is, we make a higher low for a strong push. You can see that volume picking up as well after that pullback into this previous consolidation area. Takes us all the way through day highs, but guess what? A little bit of some resistance there from the pre-market. You can see the pre-market highs being at 83.47. Intraday highs 83.49. So nice little grab of that area. Fails to follow through high a day, and then trickling all the way back down into this prior level where we did find a strong bid. So let's see what that has in store for us here. But yeah, overall, a bit of a sideways chop. It gave you the shorts off open. It gave you the longs midday, earlier or late morning session, and then midday as well. This bid comes in and around 11:30 and drops off around 12:18. So almost an hour worth of a bid there. And then when that trend breaks, we get a pullback into I guess support. So ranging is the action on this ticker today, it would seem.
I mean, you had that one run that you had just sort of described there as well. We actually got stopped out. I'll just go over it quickly because then we got to go over to BTC, and then we'll start with a few more active trades that we can find for you, and just sort of look at the broader markets. All right, so we had the long early, right? We really liked that 82 level. It was something that we had put down as a possible level to get interested in. So when it dipped down into there, and I remember Obi's like, okay, it's at 82. I was like, oh yeah, we just got hit. So we'd actually just sat there noticing that these could possibly be the bottoms. And remember the other day, the other stock there, what it was it GameStop or something that I lined up? And I was like, look, it just goes right back and it bounces off. Well, that was our stop right there as well. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But when it came back in there and then retook that level, that's where we reignited the long again, right there. So once it retook our stop spot, we took it back. Because once you take it back there at 81.65, my stop is now 30s. So like 35 cents, is worth it on Palantir, almost no matter how many shares you have, because just the way this moves, like Obi said, it's a pretty rangy name. And then, of course, sitting there at the top, so just like we got stopped out at sort of that support, we're able to actually catch top there based on that resistance spot. So, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but here on Palantir it did. So good day there so far for me. It will be, this and Apple are battling for P&L number one for me today. So good day on Palantir. Let's go over and find out about Bitcoin that I'm seeing kind of back and forth, right, Sharif?
Yeah, Sean, trading around 95,500, definitely off the lows, but rejecting that $100,000 level overnight. Has IBIT, the BlackRock Spot ETF, down 3.5%. Also, MicroStrategies down 4.33% after they're offering, or not offering, but they're changing the shelf allowance, the allowance of amount of shares that they're going to be able to issue. Common shares being increased to about 10 billion. Preferred shares moving up from 5 million to about 1 billion, all with view to raising more money to buy more Bitcoin. I'll have to keep an eye out on that, but sending everything in Bitcoin land down, guys.
All right, so just maybe a little bit of a broader look there on Bitcoin. It's why I was saying to Sharif, just kind of back and forth there, because so far here today it's kind of barcoded. We're not used to this in the middle of the day. It's been kind of a busy moments in Bitcoin land, and right now the trend is just down. But you're 95.1 there to 96.4. When there's a lot of traders at home, I thought there would have been a good chance today that we would have had a little bit more movement here on Bitcoin. Maybe it is appropriate to look at a maybe a 3-minute chart to get a little bit more of a look. So again, since 9 o'clock, sort of since we went on the air here, 95.5 up to 96, down into where we are right now. I would say you're in risk of breaking this low. You know, breaking through 95,000 could be a spot of interest there. We had looked at the 200 period moving average. That's still way up and starting to point down. Never a good sign. You could actually get short and use the 50 period right now at 96 as you're out. But I think if you break here, yeah, there's not too much until we go right into this level, which is 93.7, 94. So I think you got $1,000 worth of downside for cover. If you use the 50 period right now, it's 800. So right now it's about 1-to-1 risk to reward. I think it's probably something to look at here for Bitcoin. I'd prefer the short than the long for a day trade. But in the longer term of things here, if we go into the 1 hour or so, I still think we've bounced off a couple times here in and around 94,000. So I've recently bought here. It was in and around this spot just after Fed. We had a nice move up, tried to break 100, back into 94, tried to break 100. So what about one more time down there to find final support and then upside? So that's what I'm looking at right now with crypto.
Yeah, no, IBIT pretty much. We saw that flush coming off of the open there. That's the 4 a.m. open. We know that Bitcoin kind of pulling back off of that 100K mark gives us a little bit of that flush coming in right off of the open, kind of giving back pretty much all of the intraday action that we had on Tuesday here on IBIT, and pretty much trading sideways since then. So a bit of a VWAP orbit as of right now, but sideways action nonetheless here on crypto. Yeah, taking a look at Bitcoin as well. It's done pretty much the same. Kind of a flush coming in at what is that, 3? I have it here at 3 a.m. and we've been trading sideways on top of 95s since then. So IBIT sideways action off of BTC as well.
Any Boxing Week purchase ideas in mind?
I gotta go check what's on. Nothing.
Like nothing. Like you're not like waiting for that.
No, I'm not.
I know Neil was saying I'm waiting to hear from him. Someone asked what he's doing on his birthday. I thought he had said that he wanted to try to grab a new TV.
Ooh, okay.
He was mentioned.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see if he's. I always think it's best to go. Honestly, I kind of like Best Buy.
Yeah, Best Buy's cool.
You know, especially with the apps, pretty easy to use there, free shipping, stuff like that. And you know, we have a Best Buy not too far from my place. Most of the time, some of the stuff's in stock. Like, you don't want to wait for shipping. You can
just
have
go
a
grab
truck
it.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, do that. Neil can take his helicopter there. Just probably landed somewhere near there.
Yeah, that's fair. You got to go to the ones that have the helipad.
Yeah, sometimes Neil's a little careless with that. He'll just go wherever. But
yeah, gotta
happy birthday, Mr. Roberts.
Happy birthday, Neil.
Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. I almost confused it there, Mr. Oh, if I said, don't tell Neil that I said Mr. Roberts, because whenever I say that, he goes, that's my dad.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's my dad.
All right. Okay. So, will we wear boxing gloves for next Boxing Day? Yeah. I think that might be a little bit hard. Might have more success hitting the keys that way than we do. Actually, we have one red name today, and we can actually, why don't we talk about that just real quickly, because you know, sometimes we sit here and we have these winners and it's like, okay, well, let's just be truthful with what happened with Microsoft. We got that story there of OpenAI, maybe some of their share or their, I think it was their stake was coming into question, or some story there. These are a little fugazi, because right now the market and Microsoft are holding hands. Look at the NASDAQ, 0.8, 0.7. Very, very similar, now starting to do nothing. So we first got that story and we thought we were doing pretty good, because there it was right there. And then it came back in just a little bit. That's only like 50 cents. We barely got out of any shares there, maybe 10%, maybe. And then we reloaded it at the 200 period. We were always going to do that anyways. And then it came right back in again. And then we thought pretty good again. Maybe the market did want to fall back, right? But no, that didn't happen. And then all of a sudden this happened and we got short at VWAP. And then we just got taken out, and then we're like, let's go short again. So we went short a little bit more up here, and then finally taken out at the very top. So this is a losing trade there today, Microsoft. And again, I'm fine with it, but just caught up a little bit in the fact that hit the wire. It was not on our plan of action. We went with it anyways. Fine with it. But, you know, maybe should have stayed in the lane there, just trade the names that we wanted to trade. But that was a good call, great story. And those are the risks that I'm always willing to take, Obi.
Yeah. Because
the thing is like, let's just say you lose $100. Whatever like a smaller amount is, like a comfort level on a bad trade is. So if for you it's $100, if for you it's 1,000, if it's 50, to risk those comfortable levels on an idea, you know, like this Nvidia short right here or something that happens, you know, at the beginning of the day, like you say, oh, I'm going to play off here. This is sort of the dark pool spikes happening at 8 a.m. You know, like what? Like as if that stops at 140.80, almost exactly at that level. I mean, probably more like a 141 stop, but boom to the downside. So if you're going short into this, giving it to some of these highs, well, look at the reward that's given there. So for me, like, you know, to lose an acceptable amount when really the chance for Microsoft, if there's, oh, of course we have this bad wick, like look at this dark pool wick. But, you know, the chance for this thing to go down into 434s and then break somewhere there, especially as we talk about AI, I mean, that's well worth it. So for me, I'm pretty happy with that. The other name that started to go upside and we started to get out nicely at the top was Peloton. So now it's kind of gone, you know, this way. My stop was always VWAP, so we actually got pretty lucky there not to have gotten stopped out there on Peloton. And right now, I guess I can adjust it. It's up a little bit more, but still kind of the same prices. Breaking back down through 90 is a break for me on Peloton. So this was a pretty good one. We hit it late, but it was a 10 break. So psychological level there, 10 break on Peloton. I'm there for it. Just wish it was more there for me because it wasn't that exciting. And then the other trade there, Rigetti, that was forget about it. That was a good one. All right, so SMCI apparently moving around. You hop in. I mean, I know you're still, you're out of Palantir, okay.
Yeah, I got stopped. I mean, it is trending down pretty aggressively, so I'm kind of just going to wait for the trend to break and see if I can get involved there. But yeah, no, I guess the long was much better in the morning session and the midday session. Currently just coming back into day's range lows.
We saw people.
So day low 81.30. I'm curious, do we get down to 81.30 and then do we grab that like we grabbed the day high as well? We're holding, we holding below VWAP right now and in and around some of those prior lows as well. But I'm also watching Starbucks here, Sean. Starbucks is pretty strong on the day here, and a continuation from prior day as well. You can see on Tuesday, aggressive action there, opening at or near day lows, and then closing at day highs there. Get that nice and clean continuation. Maybe even through pre-market highs, hold of 90, hold of 89 halves as well. So yeah, multiple different executions you could potentially be using for the continuation. Also a VWAP hold as well in the 70s for a push all the way up into what is now the high of day at 92s on Starbucks. What's up, Adara?
We just had Sean mentioning this, but we do have some more OpenAI news. Of course, this morning we had those reports about OpenAI and Microsoft renegotiating their relationship. Then near the end of the midday, I mentioned I was seeing and hearing some reports about ChatGPT being down for some people. Now what I'm seeing here is OpenAI confirming that ChatGPT, API, and Sora, so 3 OpenAI products, are currently experiencing, quote, high error rates. Apparently this is due to an upstream provider. And we have Down Detector saying that there's over 10,000 reported OpenAI outages in the US as of 2:07 p.m. So could be even more now. MSFT actually only pushing higher as we report this, but keep an eye on Microsoft as we now have OpenAI outages continuing to be a problem. Back to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, interesting there. We were just talking about like how cool that would be to be able to trade OpenAI. Yeah. And apparently on the docket here for mid-year-ish.
Yeah, I think, I forget what it says specifically, but 25, Q1, Q2, it is IPOing at the beginning of, somewhere around the beginning or the middle, first half of next year, 2025. Only about a few more days.
There's SpaceX, OpenAI.
I don't know if SpaceX.
I think they talked about Shein.
Yeah, that's IPO.
Through.
Yeah, that one's, I'm pretty sure that's Q1 as well. That should be an
There's
interesting.
one more though.
Yeah, Ramin saying that might be huge. Definitely.
Isn't that Temu? No, that's
going to be big.
That's
it's another online retailer.
Right. That might be big. Yeah. So that could be one that absolutely blows up as well. And we've had good success there, at least in Kava, Reddit, stuff like that. But what is going on with WISA here? WISA. Yeah, it just continues to go woosa. Upside right there. Nice little whoop. Upside right there. So nice little move coming in on this name, WISA. I was actually going to give again, I guess, another free plug over here. All right, let's just use the Benzinga Pro platform one more time, and thank you for that, Benzinga Pro. As we get here, acquired data. Okay, so they're acquiring a company there as of this morning. Acquire CompuSystems. Terms undisclosed. Oh, there it is. 13 to 15 million revenue and 3 to 4 million in EBITDA, I guess, into their business there. So they're liking what CompuSystems means for WIAA there today, and it's not much of a seesaw. It's almost like straight upside. 8. How come, like, pretty much, and maybe it's just me again, I feel like 8%, this short float, like everything we seem to look at. I think GME was around 8%. Yeah. I think maybe like Rivian or something else that we looked at was in and around 8% as well earlier. You know what?
Delayed.
No?
They're kind of delayed. That data is like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Some of them will try to get it updated like daily. They'll sort of tell you that they try to do that, but that's almost impossible because it's reported in a week, 2 weeks delayed. So, anyways, we saw a nice little move up there. If we sort of zoom back out here on a daily chart, you can see just that 240, 250 area. Nice take there. So top looks like 3. We've hit it. Again, you don't want to necessarily hold the bag. That's July right there. Nice little move upside. That must have been a reverse split. And normally when reverse splits happen, this happens pretty soon after. But right into there, this looks like a decent top, man. If you guys ever get near 340 or something like that, that might be the top for WIAA, for temporary anyways. If it breaks through, it breaks through. You have to hold things sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with trying to be responsible with your position, right? It's like you could say here on Rigetti, like you have that nice little bump up. You almost maybe get scared a little bit here to close the gap. So maybe the next time it comes into this area, you get something out. You know, and I could see someone getting something out up here again as we stall a little bit, and then maybe in and around that $10 mark. But then, yeah, you are going to be kicking yourself when it's at $14. You know, my buddy of mine is that same guy. And again, he actually messaged me this morning. He goes, oh, my God, Rigetti. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Continues to go.
Yeah, and he goes, yeah, this is 77 cents. He got out of it at $6-ish.
Oh, okay, so he's all out.
He says he's all out, but I don't know. I don't know about this guy, you know. So anyways, he says, no, he's probably all out if he says he is, but. I don't really ask him.
Yeah.
You know, I just always say good trade. Like I never really ask people, you know.
Did you actually do that?
No, not questioning the integrity. What I'm saying is, are they all out?
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, because it's just like one of those things where it's a bad feeling. Like sometimes if you're all out and a move is like that, it's good. And sometimes people, you know, they don't want to sort of show their hand maybe all the time. And, you know, that's all. That's all. Like some people be more humble maybe. Just say they're out, but maybe they're still holding a whole bunch. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's what it is right now. So
still holding some Apple though.
Me?
Yeah.
Everything. I haven't sold anything forever.
So,
yeah. I haven't even sold any Palantir. The last time I sold Palantir, I think I was telling you guys, it was like $73 or something on that gap that day. And then it just kept on going and going and going. And I was like, forget about it. Because I thought the move, when it switched over symbols from New York to NASDAQ, and then it got that bump,
right?
That might have been it. And it seems that it just sort of kept going through. And then we had that huge move up on the NASDAQ rebalance day there. And it sort of has continued. And I mean, I'm on Palantir right now. Here's sort of that bump right here. So, and I'm not, you know, again, not making that 73 level up. I mean, I could easily show you maybe why we thought that. Here's the logic. There's the bump over in the NASDAQ up to 70. And that move was in a week. So you gained about 15 or 18% or so in a week. And then there it is, probably over the weekend, the gap from 70.150 or so into 73.50. Then you have a huge move up to 76, that day $77. Then the very next day, a huge move up to 81 or 82, Obi, and then falling all the way back into these levels again before bouncing around. So feel like I got something out, I can't remember what day, but in and around here, and then now upside. But, you know, You can't capture that profit unless you get out. And that's what I'm trying to say, like, you know, about how many shares you still hold and all that kind of stuff. One of those things. We had this Michelle Hebert text us and super chat us a couple times over the last few days about the GameStop holdings.
Right.
Well, if you're holding options, look, I mean, let's just kind of happens right off the open. So the option market's live. You know, the premiums on those would have been going through the roof at this time. You know, and then this happened. And then as a day trader, we were able to get long at 31.50, which was just kind of back into some of these levels from the other day. So right into there, 31.50 on Tuesday. we're able to get long, and then that happens. Then all of a sudden, sort of, I guess, volatility has been squeezed out of this. The premium coming out a little bit now as we sort of drift lower. But that's what I'm saying about holding on to positions. If your target is $34, then get out at $34. But he was talking about like $80, the super chat this morning, 80 or $100.
Yeah.
Like that is breaking some of these levels.
Yeah, I don't know.
So to each their own. I mean, he's talked about coming here in his Lambo.
You gotta go back and look at the magnitude of the moves that it's kind of had before, and you gotta remember it's also split as well. So I think that move we got earlier this year was pretty decent. Yeah, pretty decent relative to the push towards 500 as well.
I don't know. Did it split? I don't even remember. Oh, I don't remember it splitting. Maybe it was way.
Might not have.
Could have been AMC. I'm thinking maybe. Oh no, it does. Oh no, it's 2007. I don't know. So I'll just bring down the. Anyways, here's GameStop. I don't know. You might be completely right. I don't. Let me just go to see at the bottom here. It shows like there's a split down there at 2007. Let me just go a little bit forward. The low 995. Wow. High 64.80 as we move back in. Oh yeah, split 4-1 in August. Yeah, there it is, right there. 4-1 split there in August of 2022, July 2022. So good look on that one. But yeah, that's the sort of that split problem there. But at least it wasn't to hold compliance down there underneath $1 for GameStop. That would have been tragic if GameStop ever went below $1. That would have been crazy. Wow. Yeah, AMC style there. But okay, Adair's got something quick. What's up?
There isn't much volume on this. We're talking under 100,000 shares traded so far on the day, but beware of SKHY. This trades on the Amex. It's called Sky Harbor Group. Now, why this is interesting is because we're seeing some reports here that one of the directors is buying 152,000 shares, basically valued at $1.5 million. This becomes interesting because the share or the director here is Alexander Buffett Rozek. That is the great nephew of Warren Buffett. So Warren Buffett's great nephew here, who's a director of this SKYH, buying 1.5 million shares of the company. Company itself valued here about, see here, we have a $381 million market cap, 7.2% short float. Again, not a ton of movement on this, but keep an eye on SKYH in case this one gets moving. Back to you.
Interesting. So it's.
I mean, the great nephew of
You think good investing?
That's an okay family to be involved in. What was that?
You think good investing has genetic properties?
No.
Yeah, probably.
Do you? I mean, genetically, no, but I think that's obviously. I think we would all agree that that would be a perfect example of nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sitting around a dinner table at Thanksgiving and you're like, "Yo, Uncle Warren, like, what's been going on recently?" And all this kind of stuff. You might get different answers than you might get from my Uncle Warren. As for example, would that be funny if I had an Uncle Warren?
Yeah, it would
be funny.
No,
I did not. No, but if I did, I'd send the clip to him. Shout out to all the Warrens out there.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a great name.
I wonder do we have a
Warren
Warren in the
Sapp,
chat?
right?
What's that?
Yeah, you don't know. Warren Sapp used to be a nose tackle in the NFL.
Oh, okay. Nose tackle. That's interesting. What's that guy's job? He tackles with his
he tackles with his nose. He doesn't wear the mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just runs around with his. No. Oh. No. It's like the middle guy in the defense. Normally, it's like a bigger guy. Like so the run stopper basically.
Okay.
I mean, there's many different roles, but just to make it as easy as possible there. But yeah. Anyways, nose tackle, defensive tackle.
82s on Palantir once again. So
82s. Okay.
We did dip back down.
Yeah.
We dipped down to 60s. I see that you were still.
No, but we should have got that was that.
Yeah. Bit of a hold.
I didn't even realize really until we just brought that up right now. But that was that's exactly where we got long again. Thing is, I don't have big enough position on any of these things to be doing this. So we should let's just get back here and start to do this because that's a long. We talked about liking some of these names, but the only thing that maybe I could have been scared away from, and again, it's not that we missed this trade. If you guys got it, we already talked about this level. So if you got it, great. There's not much sitting here hosting, trying to have a good time, trying to read the chat and do different things. We should have had an order down there, no excuse. But Palantir is weak against the market today. So the market's just now turning green again, and Palantir is quite red still on the day. The good thing about it is, again, the genetics of Palantir has very much the capabilities of going up at any given moment. One other name that seems to want to go up a lot recently too is Amazon. Again, another name that if you're looking for something to go green to red, red to green would be Amazon right now, possibly here, down only 0.5%. You break this top here, 228 and change. I think that's a good chance to go. So just coming in, let's just have a quick little look to see if there's anything. Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, that's the close there into Wednesday, into Tuesday, right there. So that's 229. We'd like to see that get taken out, of course. That could be a little play right there, 228. What about the pre-market break then? 228. Is this the pre-market today? Yeah, why not? 228.65 for Amazon. All right, something to look at. I can mess around with that, I think. 228.69 there on Amazon. Yeah, that's not bad. That's 228, sorry, 65. That's not a bad area. I think we could probably do something there. Let me see, 940. That's not that much volume though. We could almost go right now. What is this? 50s. Okay, 228.50. All right, here we go. Okay, I don't mind this trade. Let's see, we're going to be above VWAP here. We're going to be above everything. We've got some good momentum here into the close. If the NASDAQ wants to go for a run, we're here to celebrate that as well all the time. So let's see if NASDAQ wants to go, if Amazon wants to go. There may be better looks than this, but I do not mind that. There's just no volume up here. I don't like when I say, like, this is not, I'm not going to risk another like 30 cents because someone was just chopping around here in the pre-market. That has nothing to do with that. So I think just taking this sort of high that we had seen right off the open on a break there, I think it's probably worth it. And then to try to hold it back about 50 cents back into 228. Or we can almost ignite the long rate now. Let's get confirmation though before we get too excited. So that's going to be a trade there.
Definitely gotta see and wait for that confirmation. I think Amazon's pretty much sideways there. Interestingly enough, Palantir tries to break that trend just a little bit there, but 82 continuing to hold as a little bit of resistance as of right now, trading at 81.87s. But you can see, yeah, the market is on more of an uptick here off of a hold of that 2200. We talk about that 2200 potentially coming in as a level to watch out for, and you can see over the past few 15-minute candles, we've been consolidating and holding above 220. Sure, you get a little bit of violation for 20 points, 20, 30 points, all the way down to 21.980s, 970s, and then reclaim on top of that 2200 for a continued consolidation here. So yeah, let's see. Bit of an uptrend here overall. You can see that that pre-market selling in the morning takes a bit of a turn in and around 5 a.m. and gives us that aggressive kind of a bid coming in right off of the open. We talk about that 945 candle coming in, and yeah, we're getting that continuation going into the end of the day here, Sean. So with only about an hour and 15 minutes left on the day, I don't have really too much else to watch for. Again, if something falls into my lap, I'm more than willing to take it. Palantir, this 82 is interesting, but I like the levels in the morning a little bit more than I do right now. But if it's going to hold and break some of this downtrend as well, I do want to dabble a little bit for continuation back, maybe into VWAP, maybe into prior consolidations as well, or maybe even into that range high. We were getting a double top just shy of 83.5, so that might be something on a multi-day. We know this name has been running quite aggressively over the past, I guess, more than a few weeks there. If you look up Palantir on the weekly, we saw that prior earnings, a little bit of a gap push, an extension off of that anchored VWAP, and a nice little continuation into these 80s. I think 85 all-time highs, currently 84.80 I hear in price action that's been traded intraday, and I think 84.79. So prior day high is at 84.79 on Palantir. So a little bit of a chop and churn in and around this 82 mark. I'm watching Tesla as well. Tesla, decent action here. Interestingly enough, a bit of a double bottom here at that 451. You can see this prior low is at 451.02s. The second low, 451.04. So only about a 2 penny difference on a $450 ticker there, like Tesla. So I'm curious to know whether or not we break that downtrend and push it a little bit into VWAP going into the last hour of the day here. Again, it's 2:10, so about 10 more minutes until power hour begins as well.
I got a new trade.
Okay, what do you got going on? Meta.
That's the official new trade alert. Oh, it's not that new. Actually, we've been doing it for a while. Yeah, Meta. Again, so I'm just looking at the futures. I almost shorted the futures. I was almost just like, let's just short the Qs, right? And I heard Sharif say this too. Like when he talks about the futures, he talks about the Nasdaq, and that's all that I talk about. Pretty much. We'll have a look at that. I actually want to introduce a new segment here that reflects more sectors, right? I mean, Adair does a great job on the desk, but we could almost review them a little bit as we continue to trade here as well. So that could be something that we talk about in the new year. So, all right, so Meta, just a nice little move higher there, still down on the day. Look at this though. Can you look at this right here? That's a 200 period moving average right there, Obi. So we've already held that. So it broke it and didn't even think about it. Came back, tested maybe a little bit on that wick, and then whoop, all the way to the downside there, breaking through 600, and then finally finding footing 598, 599. Now we just come from, as the Phoenix rises, as does Meta, from 600 back into right now 605. So I'm going to use 605-ish. 20s or so as a possible out there for Meta. So we'll wait to see if this trade comes through. I think it's well worth it right now. We're starting to build a position in the 50s. Right? So we're just short right now, so you can take it if you'd like to. We're going to give this a little bit more room to the upside. My last offer is at 6, my offers got canceled, I guess. We had to put some more offers out there. But I was trying to get it up into 605. So we want to take a few more shares up in and around this area and then hold something into that 605, and then a break higher through 605 and 20 change is where we will eventually stop out there on Meta. So, we are kind of living a little bit on the dangerous side here. Shorting this name for sure, as it's been pretty aggressive in the last little bit. Like that's a nice move up $5 in about an hour. So yeah, a little on the wild side here, Obi, but we'll see. Again, I think it's worth a shot. If you just get a little retracement back to the 50 period, which has happened from here, that's $1. So we're not really risking, I'm only risking into the 20s right now. So we're risking about 65, 75 cents or so. I don't think slippage should be too bad. That's a dime right there. We're picking a random spot in the 20s. I don't expect it to necessarily blow up through that. So we'll wait to see if anything happens there. But I think a pullback into this area gives us $1. And then if we get any sort of a view up, pull, fine. And the reason, again, is trading a little bit against this move right now in the NASDAQ. So maybe we have a little bit of a retracement back as, look, you're telling me traders are coming back to their desks right now with an hour to go? Probably not. Will the algos turn on? Which way would they go? Maybe they would revert back to the mean. And view up is underneath, so that's where we should go. So we'll wait to see if we go back to around 22,000 on the NASDAQ. That's kind of an early call. So we're only at 22.34s, so 40 handles lower. We could drift down into that. So let's sit on our hands a little bit and watch that play. The other one there, what's up to Fud Farm in the chat? When I was talking about Amazon, he or she was just like, yo, chill and don't get too excited about over trading maybe. And that's right. You don't need to do anything. But Amazon's making that move. If the NASDAQ does want to go higher, I still think this is not a horrible spot. I'm not going to trade this this long against that Meta short, because one's going to be right and one's going to be wrong. And then the next thing you know, it's like I'm managing risk against each other, and I don't want to do that. So we'll wait to see what happens right now. Oh, you're back into Palantir, so that's good for me because I'm long.
Nice, yeah. I mean, it did bounce off of that 8160, that prior level as of right now. Breaking a bit of trend, and we're getting some tailwind as well from the market, holding that 22,000 going into the last hour. There's only about 6 minutes left for this hour candle to print. So yeah, I'm just looking for a little bit of a bid going into the end there off of the break in this trend here. So aggressive trend all the way from day highs coming into almost day lows, and then catching a bit of a bid here along with the market as well. So let's see if we can get into VWAP here. VWAP I have at 8230s. 8237 here on my trading view as well, and then on the P Pro I think it's just shy of that 80. It's just around 8235s I think right there. 8235s right there on Palantir. So let's see if we can get above to that VWAP there. That consolidation was nice as well. So maybe this consolidation potentially coming in. Those lows being at 27s. We're trading at 15s right now, breaking some trends, some moving averages as well. So. Yeah, and I'm looking for any sort of action that would suggest that, buying may continue off of this. We've seen that happen off of some of those lows. but it's got to sustain above 82 here and continue a little bit to the upside within the next 5 minutes, and then trade higher going into the end of the day here. 82.20s. If we can sustain 82.20s, I like it even more. But you can see the Nasdaq attempting to push past some of this prior consolidation highs, and same with the ES here as well, Sean. 6,100 on the ES, bit of a consolidation high from the midday session. You can see that you have about three candles after that flush that hold 61 as a bit of a resistance. So let's see if we can break past that in the last hour, or again, we could totally not do that. Continue to hold that resistance, because again, we are trading low volume. It's holiday season, and definitely not a lot of relative volume on a lot of these tickers here. But yeah, large caps, slightly different. I don't know if you consider Palantir a bit of a large cap, but again, it's 187 billion market cap, so maybe more mid.
That probably classifies as a large cap. Like if you look up the old, yeah, we could probably look that up. The definition of a large cap, yeah, it's probably.
The thing is,
how much is that? 190 billion?
Was
probably greater than 100 billion is probably.
Yeah, I think so.
And that would make sense. If not even more than that, maybe.
I think there's a few.
The only stock.
You got to look at the different definitions. Yeah.
Yeah. What I was going to say too. Well, no, there has to be something, because you have the small cap, the Russell, the this and the that. You have to be a certain
the
number
limit
to be in
for
and
the
out,
Russell,
right? So we can find that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like the only two stocks that we will wind up losing. You just mentioned large cap name and the strength in some of these major names. Like we shorted Meta, we shorted Microsoft. It's going to be, these are the two that are going to look like not working out. Right. Okay. There's the break of 605. So right now we're out of the money now. If 43 cents right there, it doesn't look to be. Doesn't look to be too aggressive yet. See, so the break, so the slippage, this looks like it'll be out. So we'll have to. I'm getting ready to hit the fail sign right now. We already have our stop. So this breaks not too much more than this, and we are out of Meta on what's going to be a bad trade. I mean, I sort of thought that the market could bad trade. Not a winning trade. I guess it's a bad one if it doesn't win. I guess it's a loser. So yeah, but I don't mind the idea. I just thought the Nasdaq could have faded out a little bit. The Nasdaq actually hasn't done anything. It looks like the bad decision would have been to trade the equity instead of which was Meta here in that case. And again, Meta just got exciting a little bit to me because it was at this 200 period moving average. When if I look at the TQQs, we're about to get shut. My stop is just a breakthrough 20. So if it gets stopped out, I'll show it to you in a second. I just wanted to see the TQQs here. On the other hand, where is the 200 period moving average? See, so you're not even, so you're well off of that. So the market wasn't there for the short, and I thought maybe Meta was, but it doesn't look like we'll be right on that one, as Meta right now trying to go a little bit higher. But the spread, like if we get out on the bid here right now, which we could, it's printing 03s, 04s, it's not that bad of a hit, 30, 40 cents. So yeah, take it for what it's worth right now. Meta probably moments away, one more tick up in the NASDAQ, and I think that gets us stopped out here on Meta. But I'm okay with the risk opportunity there. Great little trade there. You've already talked about Palantir starting to go back up to the upside. I would, now that I look at this and everyone's going to trade their own way, I don't have an offer here, so I'm going to put one at VWAP just because.
You got 37.
Get something out there. Yeah, 35, something like that, just to make sure that we watch out for that one. Rigetti's still holding $3, and then unfortunately, GameStop kind of stopped moving, I guess, right now.
Pretty much side of action.
Maybe I just will short the Qs anyways. Oh, there goes Meta. So Meta, there. Actually, what price did we wind up getting? All right, we got 30s. Not great slippage there, but that's okay. So they're out on Meta there. Our breaking spot was 21. So slippage of 8-9 cents. So not bad, but still not a winning trade there. Meta is starting to go higher. Now that we've broken, the question is, do we go long? But that would be over trading, in my opinion, if we did that. Maybe we should have stuck with our first idea. No, Amazon really hasn't done anything either. So, all right, just short MNQ. Yeah, that's the momentum Nasdaq, right? Isn't it?
Is it the minis?
Oh, MNQ. Oh, MNQ in the chat. Yeah, there's someone over the weekend was talking to me about a momentum ETF, MNTM or something.
Momentum ETF.
Anyways, we'll go.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'll find it out. People in the chat will definitely know what it is.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm curious to know what that potentially is. But yeah, no, let us know in the chat what you guys are trading, what you guys are looking at here. There goes the market. A little bit of a push back to the upside. 82.30s. Oh boy, the chop is real, and the chop that's happening in my stomach right now, Sean. might as well say, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Well, what was going on? What's
I think that, again, a little bit of
a bug?
flu-like symptoms. Again, we saw that was going around earlier last week, and yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, no, that's why I'm being patient. I'm kind of a little bit more mellow than normal. I'm not really trying to be too I guess aggressive.
We probably should have taken that
with my entries and exits, right? So anyways, we're coming back into VWAP here, 8230s. Let's see if that continues to act as resistance here. This is a little bit of a test of that prior resistance here that I have marked. So yeah, look at that base here at that 8230s. We're coming and knocking on the door of that as well. This was the trend break I was talking about, a little bit of confluence with an anchored VWAP as well that we held quite nicely. And yeah, you can see that this little bounce, I had to be in there once again because it shows you that it's holding that level. Not only is that a line, arbitrary line on the chart, but it's also a prior consolidation, so support and resistance as well coming back in and around those 8170s, 8180s-ish area here. But yeah, 8188 current level here. So yeah, okay, that's a little bit of a flush back down. So yeah, I'm curious to know whether that will take us back into that anchored or we continue to the upside. But you can see how well it kind of dances with the market. The market does a little bit of a pullback, and then that breaks short-term trend as well underneath that VWAP. So we couldn't quite get to VWAP there, Sean. That's what I'm seeing on that Palantir. So let's see if that continues to hold as some resistance. But lower highs, it would seem like right now on Palantir, back into this 82 level.
So we got out of a little bit of our position there on Palantir on that bump up, but just to let you guys know, we only got out of a quarter of what we had left right there on that move. So I was pretty lucky to be able to get that there, as you just talked about it. Checking on Z-Car here today, Zoom Car, a name that we had early. And it's funny because when we talked about it in the pre-market, we had said if it comes back into this area, would be a spot to buy it. So it does do that right off the open, right at 933, and then just blasts up like $1 basically from there. So as everyone gets pretty excited, and then, you know, the move just basically gets absorbed right back into sort of some of these pre-market highs again. You're never going to nail it right on. That's why when we look back at some of these names, it's like, okay, well, you know, would have that been a good sell right there? Yeah, I think it would have been, right? So if you give up 30 or more cents on the high, that's fine. Anyways, nice move back in. And then it fell right back into, at that time, it must have been the 200 period. So we went long into there only to really see that not much happening at that level. And we got back again at that 200 period moving average. And then after that, it was pretty much the end of that one. So we'll have to, again, wait to see if anything can come through Z-Car anymore. But that was that. And then once it broke back in and we were able to get out for flat, that's what we wind up doing. And right now it's kind of not too much volume. Let's check out other quantum names, QBTS. Again, I'm going to look to the chat in a minute to see if, okay. Honda, Nissan. Oh, I did want to, they're just talking about the Honda Nissan acquisition there, just something about 5-1. NSANY. There it is, yay. So there it is. Here's Nissan here today on the pink sheets. So what's up, Jeff Mendel? There you go.
Look at that.
My one friend in the back is always like, man, you guys never mentioning OTC markets that much. I was like, you know. There it is, man. Look, there's Nissan. I mean, you're not going to be able to trade this anywhere else. There it is. Right there. Nice move to the upside as, you know, this name comes through, again, with merger talks with Honda. So Nissan right there up 16%, and a way to capture some of that there in the space. So there you go. Shout out to everybody over there trading on the sheets that are pink. LNKCY. Of course, it's OTC markets. LKNCY is what I'm looking for. There's Luckin Coffee. Another decent name here to go in this space. Not much movement today, but good volume. 500,000 shares on Luckin Coffee. Just another look, you know, that we can definitely have together on that. I was going to go back into Meta, and I am going to go into this one, but now for a long. And let's just see if we dip back into 605. That was going to be an area there. Like now that we've sort of broken back above this, I think, and again, to have given it more space, we could have done that. We just didn't want to do that on a day. Like if it was maybe in the morning, we could have given, like again, you don't want to give a $600 stock, what did I give it, 70 cents or whatever it was there at the end of the day. That's not that much at all for stoppage. But for the trade right now, I thought that was pretty appropriate. So, but anyways, back into the 200 period, we'll see if that can get us long back into 605. And then we'll just see about riding it a little high here into the sunset. As the NASDAQ looks like it wants to, to close up here and continuation play higher. So whenever you see that, I think you always want to go into my number one P&L name, AAPL, today, and just have a quick look. Okay, OB, okay.
Wow, look at that.
Can you take a look at that? I mean, we had wrote down earlier today, 258. That's where we got long. Before, again, a little bit of a percentage, probably 10% left or so out there at the bottom. But look at this. It's kind of like that Amazon right there. Take a look at that. It looks like we've been trying to get a little bit longer there on Apple. Apple, the difference between Apple and Amazon, Apple up 0.43 today. Amazon, although now trying to make a move, still on the red side of things. Oh boy, though, this Amazon looks pretty good. 228.50. I think that's worth it. Back down to 228. I don't think necessarily we're over trading to take that. I mean, unless we're really nervous about the NASDAQ not holding that, or holding it, I guess. Excuse me.
Sorry, yeah. Thank you, Ramin, for that. Yeah, no, you gotta remember prior day we did bid up quite nicely on a bunch of names. We saw that a couple days ago. The chips, pretty much SMH is a great example. Opens near day low and then closes near day high as well. On SMH, we talk about Apple kind of recovering that whole FOMC sell-off as well. And today, trading a little bit higher as well, 260s, printing on Apple. So some solid moves during the holiday season there, as some of these tickers just seem to like trickle up on low volume. But Palantir is a great example. And another thing that we've been seeing is a lot of small caps, right? People in the chat talking about QUBT, quantum tickers. You have some other small caps as well that are moving around at the same time. So yeah, a lot of volume coming into a lot of these names here, and it kind of makes sense. I think Michael Noss covered it well. He's just like, yeah, a lot of retail is at home right now, so yeah, you might be getting that influx of volume in small caps, especially, but we're starting to see it in small to mid caps as well. So yeah. Stuff.
Yep, I'm
stuff to learn from, but I haven't really traded that many small caps in the past couple of weeks or so. I think I did try RGTI prior day, but didn't really go too well there. But it is what it is. Not really used to trading those kind of names, and I'm like, okay, well, clearly I feel like it's clean technicals for the most part on those names, and a lot of competition and fugazi as well. So.
I mean, I think that's I mean, nowadays, especially as you start to look at some of these retail names, such a hard game to play. You have like day expiring, 0 day to trade expiration names as well. Like some people will trade Amazon like it's a casino at the end of the day or something. We've seen. I mean, what about? Dude, what about, okay, so first of all, we could get long Meta right now. Oopsies, not METAS, Meta right there. I just pulled a bid, but I'm still sitting here to see if we can get something long in and around right here, actually in the teens. We just lost that bid. I was trying to bid 30s at one point, and then I just decided, let's just try to wait for closer to 605. I hope we really did miss that. I was bidding 26s, 605, 26. We would have got filled there. Okay, well, hopefully that doesn't come back in to bite me. But I was trying to use maybe this 50-period moving average, 604.50 and change as an out. So I want to get a little closer to the space. No, what I was going to say, Obi, is Tesla. We had talked about the ramp up there in the last couple of days into the close on Tesla. So can it happen today? Look at this move. Started there in and around. I mean, on Tuesday, Tesla just really ramped pretty much all the way, but that's a half hour to go before close. So that's 2:30 or so is where we broke that day's high at that point, and we kind of barcoded a little bit, broke, and at the end of it all, we wound up going higher. So just real quickly, Ramin, we just like to see if we can break a little bit higher on Tesla and start to get a new trend through. So we've already broken the 200. So to me, that actually already sort of solidifies a possible short-term trend going above the 200-period moving average. 450, I mean, what about if just a VWAP break of 457.50 or so to start going a little long there on Tesla? It might already be in right now. 48 minutes to go, and let's go over to the desk with Adara.
This part of the show is brought to you by Trade Ideas. This Christmas, give yourself the gift of smarter trading with Trade Ideas. Don't miss out on 25% off all subscriptions, including upgrades to premium. Unlock powerful trading tools and insights to take your strategies to the next level. But hurry, because this special offer ends December 26th, today. Use code TraderTV25 at the checkout to save big. Visit TradeIdeas.com today and make this holiday season your most profitable yet. Trade-ideas.com. Back to you.
The trade-ideas. All right, well, I've got a trade-idea right now, and that is going to be Meta long. So we actually get that fill right now. We're looking at a 604.50 breakdown in order to get out and then get out at that 50-period moving average. So I'm not too excited about averaging into it. If we have to, we will. We don't ever have to, but nah, we'll probably just hold on to this. I mean, that was sort of 70s. Maybe if we get into the 70s, we can try it again. The problem is the spread again. And it's just a matter of the fact that, like, you know, it's still 10 cents, 20 cents. See it opening up a little bit there, but still only 10 cents. So you got to sort of be a little bit conscious of where you could get on some sort of a slippage spot there. So we could put a little bit more down here, 604.75, but let's not average in too much into this one. Wow, it looks like we'll be wrong shorting Meta and then maybe going long again. And maybe that's what it's all about, the over trading aspect of it, right? Like maybe you don't need to be in those plays. We're not losing that much on them, but you're still losing, and it's never a good idea to do that. So we'll wait and see if we can be a little bit more sort of ready for these plays as we move forward. So Meta right now back in 604.50. If it breaks it, then we're out, man. It's too bad because Palantir sort of faded off of those levels as well. We're able to get a little bit out there. Peloton all the way back in. It just looks like this is GameStop's the one that's holding. This looks like it's kind of like a muted sort of situation here that I'm not really in love with, Obi. So yeah, not much to talk about other than that right now. Just trying to wait to see if something will fill up here. And it's really just Meta. So there's another long there. Our average price now 605.05. So you know where our stop is, 50 cents. So we're almost, looks like we may lose another 50 cents. Comfortable with it, but not good. Not good coming back in there. Patience probably the better way to play this, but I don't have much of it right now. So we'll wait to see.
I gotta work on that a little bit as well, Sean. So yeah, patience to kind of observe and see things that are trading against me, and getting more aggressive with things that are trading with probabilities. And yeah, shout out to Wayne. We had a bit of a conversation on the walk during lunchtime, just to be like, all right, well, you know, when you see price action that is in your favor, you want to kind of hold on. But when you see price action that's out of your favor, even though you might not want to take everything off, maybe you want to start thinking about you know, lightening up a little bit, being more nimble. And I see that you do that often. It's like, you know, just kind of churning and building some cash flow before the potential trade actually comes in here. But yeah, no, I'm not really looking at anything else. Seriously, just that 82 kind of a churn here on Palantir going into the last, I guess, almost 45 minutes. So it was about 47 minutes left in the trading day right now. Only about a couple more 15-minute candles to print on Palantir, and yeah, just almost 37 minutes until the imbalances come out.
That's right.
So,
this afternoon show is kind of going a little bit quick, I feel.
Yeah, it is.
Actually,
I mean,
to be honest with you, so.
The market isn't going too crazy right now. You can see that. Yeah, sure. We've been in a bit of an uptrend since about 4 or 5 a.m. here on both the Nasdaq and the ES. That trend kind of continued off of the open there, coming into the close as well. We have technically been making higher highs and higher lows. But yeah, I'm curious to know how we end off this week. We definitely got that Santa Claus rally coming into Christmas Day, but. Shout out to Powell. So yeah, on last Wednesday, giving us a bit of a discount before that rally.
Oh yes.
Came in as well.
Go down too much more.
Decent moves in this market. I still have a long ways to go to try and understand and kind of feel out some of these moves and make good decisions as well. Right, seeing something is one thing, but making the right kind of decisions when and if you see them as something that I'm consistently working on.
We should trade the futures.
Well, yeah, I know. Futures.
We should trade the futures.
I
mean, what
should,
was
yeah,
I
I
even
guess-
doing? We
I
actually
guess-
talked about trading
yeah.
those futures. Look at
Definitely
that
have
move
the
down.
risk now to dabble in the futures for sure. So I could
All
definitely.
right. I changed the meta just down to 604. I don't know. I mean, it didn't. Oops. Oh, that was Cassava Sciences. Upside move there and a little bit of volume. I just wanted to bring it to people's attention in case you might have some shares of this one. Whoop. But there it is. Cassava Sciences 244 and change. All right, so it is right where the 50-period moving average is. So, yeah, let's just wait to see if it does. I'm going to give it just a little bit more room, honestly. Like, to get stopped out immediately right here, I didn't break, but I was just letting you know that I'm not, my stop is going to be a little bit lower right now into 604. Just because of, like, what the futures are doing. You know, you're going to just bounce around here, fine with it. I'm fine to wait on this, to be honest with you. So let's just give it a shot. All right, how about a 200 period there on GME? Any other stocks you guys want? Oh, someone mentioned SoFi being super strong today. By the way, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's get that going. Look at the 200 period here on SoFi. See, this is why we use, like, this is just a random stock that you guys just called up here. So here it is. By the way, like, we're only out 30 cents on Meta. But there it is right there, 200 period. Here it is right there again. And right now we're trying to bounce off. SoFi is now almost $17. Wow, we'll have to look at a daily chart on this one, Obi, because SoFi up, I guess, you know, the thing is like, now that it's getting more expensive, when it's up 4%, you got to think like that's an actual move. Like, so there it is. Nicely done. 4 straight days cooking to the upside there. SoFi trying to break through 17. Wow, good little look there. What about on a longer time frame? Sure, like holding VWAP. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're ever looking and like SoFi's ever on your sort of, hey, what's up, my guy? Yeah, I'm winning. Yeah, today's winning day.
Hell yeah.
Are you winning today?
No.
No, yes you are.
I'm always winning.
Come on, man.
There you go.
This guy wakes up and is winning. Come on, you know. Goes to bed winning, wakes up winning. We're all. But yeah, what's up? That's Fabian.
Yes, that is Fabian, our producer.
That's Fabian. But what's up, Fabian? Forever winning as we go. So, but I was going to say a 200 period moving average right there. Something if you're ever looking for a long in a stock, and especially if you get that dip opportunity. What was going on with Nvidia today? Because, yeah, oh wow, all right. So we got up to that 140. Oh no, you didn't get up that high. All right, so nothing right there. So the best move we had was right off the open when we were like, oh wow, and then boom to the downside, and wow, what an aggressive move that was for Nvidia, right back into 138 before gaining itself some momentum. And then look at this, just straight top action again. Wow, we got to like that, don't we? Right there on NVIDIA. So good move there for NVIDIA. 140.50, a possible spot for anybody looking to trade that one there. 140.50 on NVIDIA. Good little spot there. All right, so Meta back upside again. Let's just see where we wind up going here on Meta. We're long at 604.97s. So we're long out 20 cents right now on Meta. Let's see if the market wants to fly, Obi. Hopefully it does, and we're able to capture a little bit of a strength here in Meta. Maybe get something out. Again, we're holding this about $1. So, I mean, I'd like to get back up to the highs. 605.60s, something like that. We'll see if we can get something out on Meta. Maybe 605.20s to get something, but let's let it go a little bit here. See if Meta can fly back to the upside. Market holding on to zeros right now. Cassava Sciences is trying to go again, by the way.
Ooh, that's definitely one for
SAVA.
the history books. Wow, look at
260. Yeah, it's not great, but anyways, Cassava Sciences.
sort of catalyst. I mean, that thing's always like squeezing every now and then. I remember at home when I was trading at home a couple of years ago. That's a name I was kind of familiar with, and traded it decently.
Taking some out on GameStop.
Yeah, no, that name's. I guess it continues to run every now and then, right? Cassava Biosciences.
Yeah, that's why, because
That's
it
the
was
thing
probably
with biotechs.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say it's probably something to do with the vaccines there.
Yeah.
GameStop, 200 period moving average, all day, every day. Ramin, right there. Perfect. So right there, 200 period moving average, boom, out right there on GameStop. Thank you to guys in the chat. If you want to be part of the chat, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. It was right here. Thank you, Slugga right there said GameStop. I really appreciate that. Honestly, we are actually waiting a little bit higher than that. If it prints up in the 70s, great. But just trying to absorb, get something out on the 200 period. That's something that we like to do. So I want to thank Slugga 214 there. Thank you so much for bringing that up to everyone's attention and mine for sure. There, at least I appreciated it there on GME. So good little out there. Rigetti days high again. I'm not going to get this out there. I was actually waiting to see if we got a VWAP dip buy. We did not get anything like that. Rigetti continues to go higher. We took this right away. We were looking at this in the morning, and it was just like the minute we broke sort of that pre-market high there on Rigetti, like kind of, I mean, we missed it because it's supposed to be 1150. We're long at 63s, so I don't miss it by that much, but nice little move now to the upside. We could have had all the shares you wanted down there on Rigetti. Lots happening early on. Volume now trying to pick up a little bit, but nice move. Trying to get into the high of the day, RGTI. I'm still holding it, so that should give you an idea at least maybe of where I'm thinking this name could go. That would be higher, RGTI. Another quantum name. Remember, it's the #1 holding in QTUM ETF, which we talked about last week on our question of the day. That's over there on Instagram. You can go check that out. #1 holding in this quantum ETF, which is, what is the name of this? This is ETF series Solutions, right? Defiance Quantum ETF. Nice move to the upside. Also holding MicroStrategy. But you know what? IBIT and crypto today, kind of like, meh. You know what's been disappointing though, for sure, and I don't know, I'd have to look at this before everybody on ETH land yells at me here, but I feel like Ethereum down to 33, that's pretty big move, right? Wasn't that at 4,000 not too long ago? So you're chopping off there like 20% off the top when Bitcoin has not retraced 20%. So there is some possible more downside in that. Okay, GameStop's trying to, nah, still the same levels there. Oh, it's this name. Okay, what?
Oh, wow.
Oh boy. Hit that oh boy thing. I don't even have that thing. I'm going to sell some right now. There it is right now. An oh boy play now on Peloton. Let's go. What you got, homie? There it goes. Yeah.
You've been long that since the morning session.
Since the morning, man. Well, just since it broke 10. I don't want to say since the morning, but since about 10:30 or so. Once it broke $10, we went long. That was a great reload, and it was just there again, Obi. So we should have, could have, would have reloaded that again. There we go. We'll take advantage of it. Nice upside move. We still had about like 30% or so, or if not a little bit more than that, on board. We're actually waiting at $10.30 there for Peloton because we have done this earlier today, and we said that 10.50 we'd been there about last week, so that could be a spot. So we're waiting at $10.30. Good trade there on Peloton if you guys are able to hold it. And this is what I mean. See, look. Ooh, thank God. Thank God we went over there and got some out there at 24, 25s there on Peloton. Just waiting for Meta to do something, to be honest with you. We could sort of lick our wounds right now. We're out at flat, so it did go in the money for us, right? It does go to 605.05. We got an amazing 7 cents on this $600 name.
Oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy. We're not going to do that.
What's the spread on that thing right now? Yeah, it's about 20 pennies.
Yeah, 15 to 20 cents as we go. Tesla flying around as well. I'm trying to cover more for you because I know you're not having the greatest feeling today.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that, Sean. Yeah, no, Tesla catching a little bit of a bid going into the later half of the day as of right now. And oh boy, okay, so we're coming back in here on Palantir. A little bit of a chip chop happening. We're rejecting some of that anchored as of right now. Again, only about under 40 minutes left until the bell here. And yeah, not feeling too well, not making the best decisions either. So might as well, pack my bags for the day, I think, when and if this ticker kind of stops me out here. But oh boy, look at that aggressive bid coming in on Tesla for 57.30s here as of right now. Yeah, a bunch of people in the chat talking about Tesla right now. Strength coming in hot. Yes, sir, it is. Let's see. I mean, the market's catching a little bit of a bid as well. VWAP on Tesla 457.70s currently. So we're just running up into that 457.30s currently trading at is Tesla as of right now. So still kind of holding on to some of this Palantir at that 82 mark, looking for that bid to potentially come in here. We've been making somewhat of a higher low here, holding in and around some of those prior levels. But the fact of the matter is that we basically double top lick grabbed the high a day there and pulled all the way down to some of the consolidation lows from the morning session. So That is something I definitely have to respect there. But if we're going to get some strong market tailwind going into the end of the day, I do want to hold on a little bit longer, just give it to my risk and work with that there. But yeah, no, let us know in the chat what you guys are trading. I know a lot of people talking about Tesla, Apple as well, poised for a little bit higher going into the end of the day. Google actually almost made it back towards its highs as well. Amazon trading near its highs. Nvidia consolidating sideways since about, what is this? Since about 12:15 after it made that intraday high. They're not day intraday high. Opening range high is the day high. And Tesla with a bit of a curl as well. So let's see how we go into the end of the week. There it is, 457 and some change here on Tesla, Sean. So it's coming in hot. And yeah, prior highs right here on the Nasdaq, just shy of that 22,080, and you can see again strong bid, and we've been having a little bit of a directional move since then, a consolidation above 2,200 as well. So interesting. Let's see if we can break through some of these highs with only about 35 minutes left in the trading day. The Hawk saying, I like that 420 on Tesla. Yeah, the 420 on Tesla was quite nice. If you go back and look at the chart in and around 420, sure, it's not clean. Sometimes it dropped down a little bit lower, a few points lower, but that 420 area consolidation was definitely nice for the continuation push back up above. And we were talking about how Tesla, bigger picture, we've broken, or a few months ago, we broke that multi-year downtrend resistance, pulled back into it, held it as support, and continued to push into all-time highs there on Tesla. So beautiful textbook kind of price action happening on a larger time frame on Tesla. 82s potentially coming back in here. 82.20s, 82.30s is that VWAP still. So let's see. Last time we were up there, some selling kind of happening. Confluence with that 2260 level on the Nasdaq as well. So 6,100 as well on the ES incoming. Let's see if we hold and consolidate, hold above this. But yeah, that Tesla pushing up into that VWAP looks pretty interesting going into the close.
Yeah, I'm excited to try to hold on to some of these longs just to see if we can work. We've already bounced off that 50-period moving average. Thanks again for everybody joining Dara and myself in the recap show. It should be a good one. We actually want to take some Q&A. So if you guys have any, with a half hour to go right now, put some in there. Bears versus Bulls. Can I task you one more time, my friend? If they're already, Adara's also watching the chat, so maybe I want to give her more to do. Peloton right now. Anyways, Bears versus Bulls. If you do see anything, there are questions for Adara or myself there into the market recap show at 4 o'clock. Join us for about a half hour, and we'll run through a couple names. Then we'll get home to our family and friends and enjoy one more day of relaxation before back at the market tomorrow, and then 2 days off and back to regular scheduled programming until, of course, New Year's, which is. I thought, were you and I just talking about, I always get it confused. New Year's Eve is a full day, right, in the market, I think.
Eve is a full day. New Year's Day is a full day off. Yeah.
Like, why, like Christmas Eve is half day, New Year's Eve, I mean, come on, man. I mean, New Year's Eve should be half day.
Yeah.
I might just, actually, you know what? I think I already booked it off.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
You might have.
Good one right there. My eldest, what a great Christmas present we got. He got a date night, for those of you familiar, Alo here in Toronto. So he got us dinner reservations for Alo. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. ALO, Michelin star restaurant there here in Toronto. So we'll be going there at some point in the near future. And thank you to Baxter for that one. That was a great gift there. But are you coming to watch your siblings or what? Like, I got a kind of babysitter now.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, but you doing anything? I'll give you the night. Maybe you watch the kids. You talk a little bit about League of Legends. They like to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No. I would never ever
run through some
let
cards,
you.
maybe.
No. I don't want to put you through watching my kids. No, you have much better things to do than that one. You don't want to do that. I don't want to discourage you from having kids. Watching mine for a night. Fair. You may say never again.
Oh boy.
You may say, oh boy, that is a big mistake. What the hell is Sean doing? What kind of caveman style parenting does this guy even have, Okay, but right into here, we'll see a little bit of bang action right now. I mean, I'm trying to teach maybe patience to my kids, and we're trying to do that here with trading as well. Back into Greensville there for Meta before now fading off of 605. I just wanted to bring that to the attention because it just came up into that level again for the basically the third time since falling through. We retraced it back, and then there was a second time, and then maybe this is the third time, maybe this is the second time. But either way, we seem to be failing off that level, and it just has to do with the futures not breaking basically 22,050. So if we don't break it, we don't break it. But for right now, it doesn't look very promising there for the future. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. Only 30 minutes left. We're not going to be able to predict that. At the end of the day, though, we'll trade price action because that is the truth. And something that can lead to price action are these closing imbalances. So we'll wait to see in just a quick, probably 20 minutes, we will be able to see something show up right here on the imbalance locator. And if it's a meta buy, then it'll shoot this to the upside. And if it's a meta sell, it will bring it right back in. So we are waiting on this name back into about 604. So I do want to give this a little bit of room just in case it wants to go upside there. Meta today, a make or break sort of position for me on the stock today, not on the net. But that would be a trade that we're looking at. Peloton. We're waiting at 10:30. You know, we've had this offer here at $10.30. Just got filled. We had that offer here on $10.30 since about 11 o'clock. So we wait in line. That's why it hits it almost immediately. I think we were on the Arca Gateway there. A nice little fill there at $10.30 on the upside there for Peloton. Just now taking out day's high. So yeah, good little call there, buying the $10. And there we go, man. We talked about having to hit a 4% target or less than that on Trade the Pool. There it is, man. $10, give yourself 30 cents. That's 3%. Add back a couple other trades here and there. What about this trade on Rigetti? $3 in the money. This trade is 25% in the money right now as Rigetti continues to go to the high side. But you know what, man? Like I said, rigatoni, penne, whatever, spaghettini, whatever your favorite pasta is right now. I need meta. I need linguine, a good one. Yeah, linguine's not bad. Linguine's not bad. Fettuccine. Yeah. Obi?
Yeah.
I actually like the little thicker noodle. You know what I'm saying? What about? Ramin is a big fan of linguine, as you can hear in our ears as well. Ramen noodle. What about what would be your favorite? I know. I'm kind of jealous now that I saw you guys.
I'm not really
for lunch. I just had a stupid club sandwich.
Not really too much of a.
Did you go to Rage and
connoisseur? I'd say.
Oh, you're not much of one. I like penne.
I don't know too much about.
Go to penne. Okay, she's standing over there. She is demanding the camera, as she should. It is time to go over to Adara at the big screen. Go Meta.
We're going to take a look here at this sector board, which is pretty dead. However, there are a couple of outsized moves to the upside. Interestingly enough, they're all in the retail space. The reason why this is interesting is because we do have Boxing Day here in Canada. So let's take a look at these strong retail names as we celebrate a retail holiday in our country here. We do have BBY here, Best Buy, pushing day's highs up about 2, almost 3% here. It looks like MasterCard did release some data today, spending pulse data showing a 3.8% year-over-year increase in U.S. retail sales. That could be what's pushing BBY higher here. DLTR, I was seeing this push to the upside with some volume pops as well, linked to the same catalyst. And then last but not least, Target. Also, this ongoing retail strength, but TGT up more than 3% as it starts its holiday clearance events, up to 50% off some items. So interesting look here. A lot of retail names very strong today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Back to you.
Sarah? Yeah, no, a lot of people. Yeah, Damien in the chat. That's a funny one there. Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to hold it all together here, but you know what? We'll be fine. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, Ramin laughing. He's like, Obi's sitting there. So Damien basically saying Obi's sitting there trying not to puke, and you're talking about food. Yeah. No, I mean no. It's. I don't think it's about the food there. But I have been kind of sipping on some water there. Coffee didn't really help too much, so I kind of stopped that one there. It gave a little bit of energy, but not. Ramin saying water, ginger, and salt. Okay, yeah, I might want some of that a little bit later there today. But less than 30 minutes. 30 minutes going into the close here, and it seems like Tesla continues to catch a bid above VWAP now. We talked about VWAP being 57.75s. We're trading 58.40s currently on Tesla there. So strong bid once again. Kind of bit of a continuation, and you got the market tailwind as well, right? You got market kind of bidding up towards its highs with only about again less than 30 minutes left to go. Let me know in the chat, what have you guys traded? What was your best trade on the day today? I definitely kind of fumbled my best trade on the day as not really as well, but I kind of did that. But that's fine. A lot of lessons to learn on this one. Just got to get back in, right? It's like, all right, cool. You get stopped out. The fact of the matter is I got up to go to the bathroom right here, right after I stop out, and then it does this this bit of action right here while I'm in the bathroom for, I guess, what was that, over 11:30 to 12:18, so almost an hour. So when I came back from the bathroom, we were already trading 82.70s, and I was like, oh boy, kind of missed that reload there on Palantir. So I think that was one of my better trades here. And the fact of the matter is that if I'm holding some of these entries, and you saw that Sean played it quite well, he has entries from 81 halves, 81.60s, and then has sells all the way up into the high a day as well. So some solid lessons there from Sean on how to potentially make some good decisions on a ticker like this today, as it kind of works in and out of some of its highs and lows, maybe some anchors as well, maybe some prior levels. We talked about that 81 half, 82s, and 83s from prior days on Palantir, and we got a visit of a lot of those prices as well, mainly in the morning and the middle of the day there. But trading back at that 82, so kind of showing itself once again here on Palantir.
Yeah, what's up, Obi? I just had to go. I went and got some lemon ginger tea.
Ooh, nice.
Up in here, so we'll be grabbing some of that one. Right there. Okay. All right. So just real quick, we did get out of some meta there. It did go into the 20s. So there are some outs there on meta. Again, so that first out is 17s. That next out there is 30s. Sorry. So average price around 25 or so there for meta. I remember we were long at 97s or something like that. So we took about 30 cents and we took out not that much, man, like maybe 15% or so. I do want to mention one more time. I've showed you a couple times already e-signal. So scan that QR code there. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade immediately to your e-signal account. I mean, for me, we talked about it. We zoomed it back out. Shows the splits. Shows everything you need. The good thing about it is these scanners, it's hitting all the time. Right now, Starbucks, actually a good example of that one. Analyze, strategize, and capitalize on any kind of a movement in the market. It's completely entitlement based. So if you want to trade something on the OTC markets, you write the check, you grab the quotes, and that's that. So it's really easy to do. The back testing, the real-time playback, everything like that is great. They call it tick replay. Second charts, everything. Maximize your trading experience with e-signal. I've been using it forever, and I like to sit back here, and Obi will stay late. Thank you again, e-signal. Over App Store is huge as well. Actually, I've looked at the App Store before, but just to go over there, I don't trade too much on my phone. I mean, I happen to be in front of many screens all day and able to execute trades. And I just got used to it sort of in the middle of the day. I'll put through some trades maybe on my own account, use desktop versions, but I do have, for my broker, just the mobile version is pretty good. So I don't trade off the e-signal charting platform, but you can do that. Connected to over 50 plus brokers right on your screen. So
yeah, I love that when a charting platform kind of gives you access and makes some deals with the brokers. I like it. I think a lot of these charting platforms definitely have a lot of features. Again, you see.
I just like the fact that you can start set your stop orders.
Yeah, sorry. Trade ideas, e-signal as well. Both
e-signal,
great kind of softwares or platforms to kind of facilitate and give you that confluence in that trading. You see this VWAP hold on Tesla as well. Kind of aggressive bid coming in.
I think I'm gonna change my idea on
off that VWAP hold currently. Yeah, the market's kind of pushing up. Yeah, I stopped out of my Palantir going into the last, I guess, 25 minutes. I was like, well, if we don't really move around too much going into 40, then I might as well just clock it here, not really making the best decisions. Getting a little chopped up. I don't really mind the stops that I did take as of right now, but maybe putting on a little bit too much risk on a day like today, especially knowing that I may be a little compromised in terms of health and mental as well. But I think I'm pretty sure I got some good sleep. I got to check that as well. But yeah.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what you're going to come up with. We appreciate
too much sauce saying Hood is up almost 2%.
I would just blame Neil. I mean, if it wasn't his birthday, he'd be here, and then you'd be able to chill out. Although I saw you this morning, I feel like you're getting like you're feeling a little bit worse as the day goes on, maybe potentially.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I was gonna say I saw you.
I was on that. I don't know what Sharif gave me. Sharif gave me some drugs.
Ganesha or something.
Sudafed, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have. I told you we have this reactant over there. That's more for allergies.
Sure,
I guess.
yeah. I got shout out to Sharif. The Sudafed helped, and Adara gave me some Advil as well later on.
Yeah, I've got some Advil over here.
Yeah, Sharif had to re-up on the drug.
He's the pusher man around here, eh, Sharif?
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm so thankful. Like that, I was kind of like congested and stuff like that. He's like, this will clear you right up. I'm like, all right, well, I did take some acetaminophen in the morning. I don't want to take too much because they are blood thinners.
Did you take 2 regular strength or what?
Advil in the morning.
Well, you said acetaminophen. You're talking about being.
Yeah,
Advil's not a blood.
Sorry,
ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. Yeah, that's what I mean.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Feeling a little bit. You know, the thing is too, with the season, like yesterday, although we did go, was traveling a little bit yesterday. You do get a little bit run down in the season. Oh, I was saying about how this would be the year that finally my 12-year-old, it's like just going to be his job to shovel the driveway.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. And so far, 1 for 1.
I did that, yeah.
Yeah, it finally, we've only had 1 opportunity to shovel so far this year. Knock on wood. I mean, not too many more days left.
You got the shovel, or you give him the snowblower?
We don't got no snowblower.
Oh, okay. I always wanted a
I got kids. Why?
Whenever my dad used to tell me, like, okay, go shovel the snow, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll go. But, like, it's so much more efficient just to get, like, one of those small snow blowers, and it's a great investment. But
you know what's more efficient? That they get off their rears and go start to shovel the driveway and start to get a little bit of exercise into there. And then I'll efficiently decide what to spend money on, and it won't be a snow blower. That's for damn sure. Yeah, exactly. You want more Steam gift cards or what? Like, what do you want to do? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know what, man? I actually was raised without really too much of a allowance. Good one. Thank you for that. Right there. So I never really got an allowance. It was more like do your chores or you're going to, you know, wooden spoon, etc., things like that.
Yeah.
My mother one day broke, and my mother's not even Italian. Like my dad is born in Italy. Okay. My mother broke a wooden spoon on. Am I allowed to say this, or what is the statute of limitations here?
I mean, I'm sure it's been many years.
Yeah.
What was it? I got
something like that. Nowadays,
we're Indian. We make a lot of rotis, so you have that.
Oh, the rolling pin.
The rolling.
We've got
pin,
rolling pin or something called pizza as well.
Yeah. So the rolling pin would definitely come down with some havoc there.
Oh, man, we have a granite rolling pin.
I was definitely a little bit of a black sheep.
Do not hit anybody.
A little rebellious as well.
I think this conversation. I'm not even gonna look at the chat right now because I don't even know. I don't really want to know what to go on right there.
Maybe it was like the chancla.
Yeah. No. Just playing around definitely and all that. But at the end of the day, I was just gonna get to the point that was really funny because and part of the story was my mother and father were coming. So his grandparents were coming, and my wife kind of guilted him into the fact that, hey, if you don't shovel the driveway and Grandma and Papa come and slip on the driveway, you know, you're gonna have to explain that you're over there playing like whatever games and doing this and that, and you did not. So that got him going. Yeah. Forget about Dad coming home and falling. Yeah. We'll deal with that. You know what I'm saying? That'd be fine. He'll figure that out. But like the grandparents,
right? You got
the grandparents, you know,
extensor, like, you know,
it's like, you know, they're not as agile as your boy over here, who's not very agile at all. But okay, thank you. Good talk there, Obi. Just real quick here, Meta just getting back to zeros again. I've changed it, so I just want to let everybody know there's only now 7 minutes left until these imbalances, and we do not like want to necessarily be in something that is going to be dramatically affected by imbalances, and definitely Meta will. I would rather this just be closed out right now, to be honest with you. And I may just do that, save some capital, because like even if it comes out a buy, it still could go won't, like just dances when those numbers come out. So we'll have to wait. Anyways, long story short, I changed my stop to 40 break. So if it breaks sort of this little shelf into there, I'm not even playing these wicks down to 20. If it breaks through 40, we're out. The best we were able to get there was 20 cents. We just showed that to you, right? We got a 30 and we got a 17, probably a 15 and a 30. So the average price in and around 22.50 or so. So we'll play that for what it's worth right now. Meta breaking too much lower than where we're at right here. We're out. So that'll be it for Meta. It's too bad because, no, it's not that nice of a trade. It could have been. We started up here, though. That's the problem.
It didn't go, but...
It didn't go. We tried it.
We got a piece out of it.
We tried it. We got a piece of it. So at the end of the day, it was okay, but not great on that one. Rigetti looks like that one's going to be a banger to end the day. It looks like here for Rigetti as it's at the day's high right now, just bouncing off 15 clean. We've already been here once. So now that we'll reject that, we will not take the risk of it breaking back down below the 200 period and breaking some momentum a lot lower. So why don't we just hold out hope that this holds, let's just put it here, 70. Right, we're pretty happy with that. So let's cancel our current stop order on Rigetti. You can only have one out on our system. And I'll put it in here, 1469. We'll get out of 100% of the trade. Boom, and then we hit enter, and there it is right now. Our stop order is now in, guaranteeing, oh, thank you, Fabian. I didn't want to look at the chat there for some reason. I completely forgot. Thank you so much, bang, 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 and oh my God, and cash cow. Hey man, thank you so much. I hope I didn't miss any super chats. If I did, I'll have a quick look. Nimrod gifting 10 memberships. Thank you. Membership's $5. That means a lot to us right there. Plus another 10. That's a 20 pack right there. Thank you so much, Nimrod, for doing all that. Now everybody can become part of the team. And there they are. You can figure out how to collect them. Our host, that'll be us. Our moderator there can help you. I think we have he has like a script set for that to tell you how to do it. I think you got to enable it in the settings for your YouTube to accept GIFs or something like that. So there it goes. Thank you so much, Nimrod. There it is. That's, what do you want to see? Let's do this one. Probably got some big trades on. Right there with those GIFs. So thank you so much. Okay, there's Rigetti right now. Just have a quick look at this, what this looks like when you see some levels breaking. Here's 15. We had sort of stared at that a couple times. We had not broken it today, as far as I know. The high of the day right there shows 15 flat, either put on now or put on just a couple minutes ago. And there it is, the rejection there off of 15 on Rigetti. So let's have a quick look where that's going to go from now. Again, you know, back in through 15 is fine. If it breaks it, great. Our stop, no matter what, is at this 50-period moving average. So a little bit of a back-end move here for our GTI. I would say you could probably fade it. I don't know if you have to pay for shorts. My guess is most likely yes at this point, maybe most likely. But I don't know. For me, I'm not worried about it. There it goes. Look at it, just eat that up. Again, 200 million shares. There was probably, so look at all the volume going through right now. These are dark pools. Like, it's not breaking. Like, there's only 8,000 lit orders right now on the NASDAQ. That's what it means. These are showing orders. It's the lit market. But in behind this market are all these dark pools that are going off in between. So, like, there's the fight, right? It didn't even break 15. So it basically took out, I don't know what was there, 100,000 shares, 1 million shares. I think we caught a couple things, had a couple thousand there. We could refresh it. But as you go, there it is right now. RGTI Rigetti trying to break through some of those levels there, OB. So we'll wait to see if it does take through $15. It looked like it just tried, right? But stopped completely there, RGTI. A break back down below 70, and we are groovy with that. GameStop didn't really go. We're still in that one. We'll see if we get some love through. Good outs for us on Peloton. We are almost out of Peloton right now. We'll have less than 5% left on that. And then Palantir, still 26 cents in the money. Is that what I just saw? Yeah, so kind of a sleeping giant here, maybe in Palantir, not doing a whole heck of a lot into the close. But we got a decent out right there. So only 2.5 minutes left. Join both Adara and myself on the market recap show where we'll be doing some Q&A. And yeah, we'll wish you hopefully a better feeling night and come back stronger tomorrow, of course, in the market as you always do. So no doubt about that. All right. So after that, yeah. Okay. Let's just see where it is. Nvidia. For guess, have you looked at Nvidia lately? Above or below 40? Do you think 140?
Oh, without looking at it,
I'm going to say below.
Well, let's see what the NASDAQ is. I'd say above.
Ooh, nice one. It's victory for Obi right there, 140. I only thought because of where we were on the day, like you had mentioned there, you looked at the NASDAQ, that was probably a pretty smart move there. I knew we had barcoded for just a minute there. Ooh, thank you. There's Nimrod again popping off.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to you too. Oopsies, Nimrod, there you go. Thank you so much for all the super chats and for the gifted memberships. I really like the gifted memberships. It gets people you know, back in, feeling that chance of, sense of community, right? So thank you so much, Nimrod, for helping us create that. So, all right, so only a minute left now. I'm going to change over.
These imbalances.
Yeah, exactly. So what I do here on the imbalances, and there it is. Thank you for the chat. I love how it's on the screen there. I changed this over just to see the live imbalances come through. So we'll get rid of the broker. These are all from 9:30. So just in 1 minute, we will get an update here on all of the imbalances. We can look at Nvidia. For me, the one of most interest. We're going to be probably out. Let me just zoom this back in. We're going to be out of Meta here. Okay, here it goes. So it's probably going to be a sell imbalance. The market is what we should have traded. We talked about that over and over again. I'm not even going to be that upset. Like, it looks like we will get stopped out of Meta. I'll be fine if that does happen. It looks like it'll be just before the imbalances. This is where it's going to hurt because we're going to get stopped out before the imbalances. And all right, okay, actually we didn't get too much stoppage at all right there. So I think we got 35s on a 39 break. Yeah, 38s. Okay, not bad. Right there. So all right, so loss on Meta, but overall, we were able to do some damage there and get something out on the top side. As Obi said, we were able to get a little bit of a piece there. So let's wind up seeing where it goes now, heading into this close with only 5 seconds. If Meta rips up, like let's just say this is like a 2 million buy imbalance.
Oh boy, that's
keyboards in jeopardy. No, I'm just joking. There it is. Okay, so it's a fail. So there it goes. Everything to the sell side. So Meta now breaking. This is why you have stops on board, guys. We're almost out of it. We're pretty much out of everything. Nvidia with a nice little drip. Hold on a second. I don't want to move this away from you guys. Nvidia sell side. Just want to show you. Nice move down there on Nvidia. Apple continues to go lower. We did not have Raider Trader on. We'll get him back on in the new year. Nice move down on TLT today. He's been liking this. We'll have to, actually no, just to sell imbalance. Comcast, Microsoft. Looks like Obi that it was going to be Nvidia for the big one. But hey, this is why we say that about Meta. Like I was like, you know what, I don't really even want to be in this name. So it looks like it's going to be a good out there. Look where we got out on Meta. Basically where we had bought our last time. So kind of like in there and out there, and then a wash right there. So really our only mistake on Meta was sort of shorting it in the first place. The long we at least able to survive, but yeah, would have liked to make a little bit more on that one. As we go, anything catching your eye here?
Just watching that Tesla come in again. A lot of these large caps with a sell imbalance. AVGO with a buy and Tesla with a buy as well, but holding this 456 mark. So yeah, kind of giving some of that move back as of right now. Don't really have anything else on watch. Just
let me take an opportunity to get some more out on
the NYSE. Nothing too crazy here on the NYSE. I got, what is this, AMCR? Let's see what that one is up to. It's about 948 it's trading at right now, so nothing too crazy. Pfizer, you notice Pfizer makes an appearance on the imbalances quite often. There,
I noticed that Visa's always on there. I feel like
Visa's on there. Visa's notorious for
is always
flip action there. But yeah, not really seeing anything too crazy here. Let's take a look at some of these large caps. I got to pull up my basket here to see where they're headed going into the close as well. So Spider is still trading above 601s as of right now. Bitcoin actually selling off going into the close currently. 95 threes on Bitcoin. Softy cracking a little bit lower here as well. Amazon attempted to push towards its opening range high. They're at what was that? What was the opening range high on Amazon here? So what is that? 228.49. We got up to 228.40. So only about 9 pennies away from the day high, and we're quadunking 227.60. So nothing too crazy, but take a look at that. Tesla getting an aggressive sell back down. So no real continuation above that VWAP. VWAP seems like continues to hold as a bit of a resistance. Thank you so much, Ramin.
Boom, thank you, Ramin.
Shout out to Ramin with the T here.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Obi. Again, I can take it all the rest of the way. You don't have to go worry about it. I just got to get over there to the desk at some point. All right, so thank you, Nick W, for everything there. Thank you for the $10 super chat. We will hit the alarm for that. We've already hit the thumbs up for that. All right, so check out Serve. We'll do that. I'm going to swing on it. This is more interesting to me. Also, Big Bear, I think, has a chance. I like the Big Bear AI aspect here to it. So we can have a quick look at that. And I did have a fantastic Christmas. Thank you so much for that, and I hope you did as well, Nick W. Thank you again for the super chat. It means a lot to us. As I talked about expanding, I think there's a potential for a new desk situation.
Ooh.
A new change of everything.
Here? Oh, boy.
So a new complete change of everything.
Ooh.
Like,
that would be okay.
Like merging.
Oh,
I've said too much.
M&As?
There could be some M&A activity.
Oh boy.
Now that Trump's around, we don't get the low.
We buying or someone else is buying?
Buying us
on the merger.
No, I wish someone was buying us. No one's buying us.
And be like, oh,
We may merge. It might be a merge.
all cash deal or what's going on here with the
Yeah, TTVL coin. Remember, I told you that. As soon as we're minting that, man, you're going to become a very rich man.
Oh, boy.
I already promised you that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't control the price of TTVL coin.
No.
Just don't have a hawk situation
Yeah.
on,
sure it doesn't
on our hands there. Make sure
hawk on us.
you don't do them wrong.
Yeah,
But no, Big Bear.
She like disappeared apparently, right? I mean, I don't know.
Whatever, dude. I mean, anybody that blames her for anything is honestly, something's wrong with you, because like, as if she knows what I mean, they're just taking advantage. I would feel, I don't know enough about the situation, but they're just taking advantage. Like the people that are actually running these things, these coins and these scams, I mean, they're the ones that know everything. She's just kind of like, oh, I'll be part of it. Like, again, I don't know enough about it, so I should be quiet. But there it is right there. This is one thing
She's
that we
already
do know
told
about.
us what her expertise is. I don't think I would.
Yeah, I'm not going there either, my guy. I'll pretend I don't know anything about the story. Okay, so there it is, a nice move up right there on GameStop. So yeah, buddy, 31.50 out, 32.90 right there. That's $1.40. One more time on GameStop. So yeah, man, we have a couple good outs there on GME. I feel like this is an NFT worthy, man. We'll sell these NFTs on GME's platform, and we'll see what winds up happening. They were in the NFT game before. I'm out of Palantir, man. I know. Crazy. On the imbalances, I got out of Palantir, now starting to go back upside. Very, very profitable stock. My number one stock on the day, Palantir, followed by Apple, a smooth number two. And then, wow. I mean, Rigetti, you know? Nice move up. I'm just going to get out. We cannot hold.
Float on that thing.
Oh yeah, the short float on Big Bear was the total float on Big Bear was 105 million, by the way. It's done over that today. It's turned the floor over on BBAI already today with an 18% short float. Thank you, Nick W. I do like that stock, BBAI. I'm actually, Big Bear AI, I'm actually thinking about getting into that one. And you actually identified that it may be the next Mom Spaghetti. So we'll wait to see if that winds up happening. Let me offer it right there. Can we hit the 26 level? And then we'll do that, because there we are. Now we are out on Rigetti. Nice little move up there. All day hold on RGTI.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Nice. Pretty decent little runner there for me to end the show. So good little move there. I mean, not to end the show. We took this at the beginning of the show, but nice take. Holding all day on that one. And then the only one left, Peloton. I think we'll just offer that out right now. See if we can't get it. There it is. Well, all right. That's it. It's over. Nothing else. Nothing else on board right now. So only 3 minutes to go. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hey, we could use a little bit of house cleaning, or housekeeping, I guess. Make sure that you do hit the like and the subscribe. It looks like right now, 400 and change. That's not too bad. We'll take that.
420.
420. Wow. Okay.
So you're telling me it just has to go higher? 421. There it is. Come on, guys. How many people are watching that the stream?
Not enough. 4,000.
So we get about 10%.
We're always in about that 10% range. I've noticed. We got to get that a little bit higher there.
Yeah, a little bit higher
right now. Higher again.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, they are a little bit week. Obi? Yeah, you're 10%. Right about that. Yeah, let's give him shit, Obi. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know about that either. But get in there, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We want to thank everybody again for watching. Big thanks to Ramin and Fabian coming in and thank you to you as well. Obviously, Andre, everybody here, as we all work on American holidays. So, I mean, hey, look, President-elect. Stop worrying about like what states need to be included or whatnot in the Constitution, whether or not Canada is going to be around or not in that. Why don't you work on giving Boxing Day to everybody in the States? Why, that could maybe be also a stat holiday.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not a holiday over there at all, Ramin. No. Banks open. What?
Not for the market, though. Not for the market, though.
It's not.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
It's not a holiday.
The fact of the matter is that markets are still open on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And so are these.
So are what?
These markets.
Oh, these markets.
Yeah.
What market? What
like shopping market, like the malls.
Oh, the shopping market.
Do
people call the market shopping market still?
I don't know. I mean, it's still technically a market. People are buying and selling. They're like, they're middlemen.
Yeah, I guess you say I'm going to the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that means like a food market. I guess.
I mean, yeah. Well,
I'm going to the exchange.
Where things, yeah, exactly. Things where we go and exchange the dollar bills for items. The only thing is the resale in those markets maybe not the best.
You got to find liquidity.
Yeah, exactly.
Over there.
You got to find the
You got to find the right guy. You never know who you're going to get a deal from these days.
82's holding into the close, man.
Okay, so with only a minute left right now, thank you so much to everybody. Again, thank you to Nimrod for all the gifts that are happening there. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls and everybody for supporting today. And I think you guys, again, if you're going to join us in the aftermarket, should be a lot of fun with Adair and myself. We don't have really any earnings. There might be like one small company somewhere in there. But all right, I'm going to get up, go over there. Thank you, Obi. I hope you start to feel a little bit better.
You.
And yeah, take some time there if you need to. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. Obi, take him into the close here. I'll go over there.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Sean, for your wise words today. And yeah, some solid trades as well. We saw again Palantir, a lot to learn from some of those executions that Sean had, and holding on to the ticker as it never really comes down into some of these levels where the real kind of risk should be taken to. And yeah, sure, it's consolidating sideways as well. About 10 seconds left. I got the timer, but I'm 3 seconds too late right here. So about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, Adara, for that one there. So hopefully you guys had a solid day. And again,
It's a me.
once again, hopefully you guys had a good holiday and a good Christmas as well. But yeah, business as usual today and tomorrow. And coming back into next week, we have New Year's off as well. New Year's is going to be closed. The market's going to be closed. No half day on the 31st, but come right back on Thursday as well. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the weekend, enjoying the holidays, spending time with the fams as well, and making good decisions, right? Again, big lesson for me today, maybe when I'm under the weather, maybe don't put on too much risk and protect the mental, right? It's like, all right, cool. Putting on too much risk, maybe taking one too many decisions as well, and being patient for levels to come in here. So, and a good example of that is again, I'm going to talk about Palantir because that's the only ticker that I pretty much traded on the day today. So yeah, off of the open, strong flush. So continuation of some of that pre-market trend going into the open. Holds 82, gives us that 82.70 strong flush. Maybe don't be buying more here because I did do that for a continuation. It's showing you that it's aggressive selling off of the open, and then we make a lower high underneath pre-market consolidation lows going into the open. So maybe no strong reasons to buy just yet. But right here, after we do that little bit of a flush down and hold those 81.30s again, prior day lows in and around those 81.5s as well, and then catch the bid after breaking that trend. I have no problems with some of these entries here. I think I did well to kind of get in on the break of that trend and then add some more on the hold of this consolidation above VWAP for a push into these prior highs. But gotta take some off, right? I've already made so many decisions here. I'm kind of, I guess, in the moment, unable to make proper decisions when reasons to sell do come in. Give it to my stop for break even. It comes in. I get up from the desk basically because I waited. And I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm not feeling too well. I'm just going to wait until this kind of happens. And then the move actually comes back in off of a higher low. So these same prices that I liked earlier, again, still on the right side of the V, come in once again, but it gives you a lower high. So maybe giving you a better EV on this bounce here. And again, a little bit of an anchored level as well, giving us that confluence after some strong selling stalls into the 81.80s, and then we get that push through 70 and then high a day as well. So you know what, better decision could definitely be decisions could have definitely been made, but that is what the review and the hindsight review is for this evening. But without any further ado, don't go anywhere because we got Sean and Dara at the big desk for your market recap. I'll see you guys around. Take care.
The best. This guy is the best. Look how big this stupid R is on my shirt. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, exactly. This feels like a Christmas sweater, you know. My parents.
It feels like Christmas.
My parents got me this, so I was like, oh, you know what, I'll wear it today on a little bit of a light day. So how's it going?
I'm doing well. It's good. How are you doing?
Good. I mean, I just got up here and I immediately said to you, oh no, it sounds like you're having a little bit of a raspier voice, which there's something going around here.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't everybody blaming that we had some sort of food poisoning? But I think this is more than that. This feels like
I
everybody's.
always said, so if people saw me last Thursday, I'll put it this way, you know I was not well. That's all I'll say about that. That was different from this. This came after, and I still don't know. Thursday was like some demon came and was like, hey, yo, what's up for a day? And then
Oh,
left.
no. Oh,
So,
no. Yeah, I know a couple of people were the same. Ramin the same.
right? Yeah, so that happened, but I feel like I caught it like first. But anyways, and so I don't know. I'm here right now. Tesla's wildin'. I am pleased as punch. Yeah.
R is for the rod in Nimrod, people say.
Oh,
that makes sense. Thank you to
like
Nimrod for all of the super chats. What happened to GameStop here at the end of the day? GameStop goes up to $33. All right, not much movement there at the end of the day. All right, yeah, there it is. All right, just really quickly, I'm just going to read. It was a very mixed trading session today with both the Nasdaq and the S&P 500, which went from both green to red throughout the whole day. So here's a sort of a back and forth. Nice little takedown at the end on the 3-minute chart, basically pushing the Nasdaq into flat, if not lower territory. The Mag 7 tickers were emblematic of that sentiment. Wow, Adair, you have so many fancy words. As Meta up 0.88% as well. Sorry, down 0.8% today. Some of the green names, I believe, all right, because there was a little bit of a push down at the end. Looks like Apple's still remaining a little bit high. Let's do a little bit better than that and look at a stock heat map just really quickly. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today. The gray across the board is actually going to show you that there wasn't much movement. There's not much to report here today. Gray is kind of like meh, right, in and around underneath 0.5%. So right there, Broadcom upside today. Nice little day for Broadcom, up to 245. I really like the stock, probably under-owned out there. So good little name there to get involved with. That is Broadcom. Amazon, okay, Amazon, right there, down 0.87. Tesla 1.76. Some of the names that just remained, really juiced up, giving a little bit back today. Those two being Tesla and Amazon, both have had real good runs in them. That is for sure. Philip Morris, Procter & Gamble there, 0.7. That's a little bit of a nice move as we go higher. Just we didn't talk too much finance there today. Again, Stanley of Morgan there, MS, nice upside day there, 0.7. Not much AIG. Some of the sort of the insurance names there, Met, AIG, Prudential, upside as well. One name that we could look at that I've bought some in, the last two names I bought was Berkshire and the Dow. So I'm not like getting super aggressive here at all. Berkshire today up 0.09. We have the daily charts down here to give you a little bit of a better look there. Up now 1% in 1 month. I like how it says that down there at the bottom. All right, today's big winner, Darren, if anything comes across the news or any interesting story that you ever want to bring that you maybe came across today, we can go ahead and throw it to that as well. Palantir today, wow. And again, thank you to everybody for staying with us. You don't have to be here late, and you are. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody that is here. We will do a roll call at the end. Over 2,800 of you staying late right now. 575 likes. Hit that like button just like that. Get that going right now. I want to be a big shout out to Obi for filling in to Neil. And a big happy birthday to you, Mr. Neil Roberts.
Happy birthday, Neil. Hopefully he's enjoying it.
I will drink a lemon gingered tea on your behalf. Obi, I meant to tell you, we drank the Prosecco yesterday. Thank you so much for that. It was very lovely there from Obi. So he gave a nice little bottle there, and that was really nice. So thank you to Obi for that one. I meant to mention that to him today, and I see him over there. I forgot. So thank you, Obi, for that one as well. Did you have a drink of, I don't know how well you're feeling, but what would be your drink of choice over the holidays? Like, we've been mixing rum and eggnog at my house a little bit.
Fireball.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So yes.
Any holiday drink. So I had something called a flaming peach.
Yes.
On Tuesday, which is this lovely concoction I'd never tried before of schnapps and Fireball, two of my favorite liqueurs.
Yes.
And then you add, was it Sprite? It was grenadine. It was basically a picture of Shirley Temple, but also the fuzzy navel or whatever they call it, and then add Fireball. I loved it. I enjoy Fireball. I brought Fireball to poker night last week too. So
how did that run out for you, the poker night?
I came in 9th of 13, so I'm happy. I haven't really played since I was like a little kid. I wasn't last. I wasn't first out.
Most of those guys are. I just would have thought you would have been like at least top 1 or 2.
I've never my grandpa taught me when I was a little kid.
You'll get them next time. I just feel like you're a lot smarter than half those guys. More than half. 90% of those guys.
I appreciate that. I mean,
those are all our trading friends.
Yeah, our good trading buddies. Yeah,
I'm allowed to say
I learned a lot watching everybody. I got a lot of wisdom. I got a lot of advice, and I'm ready next time.
Who ended up winning?
It was Dallas, one of the guys from like another Florida.
Okay, yeah, I don't know who that is.
And then Obi came in 3rd.
Obi came in third. Okay. All right, good. There we go. See? So that's what I'm saying.
Good times, yeah.
All right. All right, good. Yeah, no, it's funny that you mentioned Fireball because out of the blue yesterday, my uncle, who we were just randomly seeing there yesterday, pulled out Fireball. And I was like, let's start doing some shots.
But actually?
But actually, yeah.
That's so random.
I know. And then you all of a sudden brought that up. Okay. All right. Not that we're talking about alcoholic spirits there today. Diageo is a good stock in this space. All right. What was up today? Gold actually leading the way today as maybe a safe haven there. Down 5% for the month, as we'll see maybe some tax harvesting again for GLD. Let's just flip that over and have a look on what it looks like on the year. Nice run up there early to late November, October, early November, we had its peak there in and around 254, 255 before falling back in. And nowhere really near the 200 period moving average, but I think gold has a spot now. I think it's people like to have that now in their portfolio, especially as we get ready for the inauguration and things like that. We'll see what kind of policies come from all of that. And of course, TAN has been getting hit really badly to the downside. We had talked about some ETFs that we'd like to get involved with, and I'll spoil it for you. We're going to talk about this on Instagram in the next couple of days. But right now, I really like XBI. I just think that with the mergers and acquisitions now coming into play, we saw that with Rumble a little bit and Tether. We saw a nice move to the upside here. Biotechs definitely have that play with immune oncology right now, mRNA vaccines, all the rage, plus AI, Adara. I don't want people to sleep on the fact that it's not just AI plays, the chip names, all the obvious plays, OpenAI, obviously when it comes public, and some of these other names that we've been seeing, Microsoft, Metas, just of the world there in the ACE, SoundHound, Big Bear AI, we've talked about
has been
as well,
lately,
so a couple big names there. What I was getting at too is that there's sectors that can benefit from AI as well. Right? And I think that developing new drugs, more efficient testing, possibly slowing down the research and development stages as far as the financial hits are taken there. And then plus, if we are in a rate cut cycle, I actually do think that XBI, although we know the next meeting is going to be a hold, is what's been told to us right now, what they're predicting. I still think that XBI in a rate cut cycle there probably deserves a little bit of love down into there. And the good thing about it too is equal weighted. So if you do get some mergers and acquisitions, it could single-handedly let this thing go to the upside. People asking if what do we think tomorrow might be as far as a slow day is concerned. I'll actually put some volume up here instead of RSI, but I could see a pretty slow day again in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has pulled right back into that 50-period moving average just last week. And since then, it's been nothing but upside. There's the Fed fade. You know, and that's not too bad. Oh, my son, he's promised me a haircut, and there's some sort of a meme going around, and he said, low cut fade like Ninja or something like that. There's some sort of Ninja, the streamer?
I've heard. Is that the guy with the blue hair?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I've heard of him, yeah.
There's something going on about a low cut fade, and my kid's hair is like all over the place. And I told him for Christmas, what I wanted you to do was get your hair cut. Yeah. So we actually wrapped this huge box. And I was like, oh my God, what is this gift going to be? But I never lifted it up because it was under the tree. So I had no idea. Then he's pretending to bring it over like it's all heavy. Yeah. Anyways, I get it. I lift it up. It's super light. I'm like, what is going on here? I open it up, and in there is an envelope. And in the envelope is a little promissory note that he's going to get his hair cut.
That is the most troll gift ever.
It was great though, and he laughed his head off, and he thought that was really, really funny. And then he started singing something about a low cut fade. So that's apparently low taper fade. That's what it is. Low taper fade. Thank you so much. Right there. Low taper fade. That's what it is. Whoever put that Aussie in the chat. So apparently that was something that he's all about right now. He thinks it's going to be hilarious going to school with a low taper fade.
Oh, so he's doing this haircut for humor and not for like...
I don't know. Okay. These kids, 12 years old, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a wild time.
He's really super excited. Oh my God. We got him a bunch of... Yeah, something like that. He's really super excited for snowboarding. We talked a little bit about that. So we got him these really cool goggles. That was really going to Sporting Life.
Oh, nice.
Great store, Sporting Life.
Sporting Life's good.
There. Yeah. Looks like Pauly D or something.
That is a very intense haircut.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know, but that should be really hilarious. When and if he gets it, I'll send it in. Marissa's like, I want to take him to the barber, you know.
Yeah.
But I think he might want to surprise me with this. So we'll see how it all goes.
I feel like he just wants to like show up with his hair and like make you deal with it. Like, here, Dad, here I am.
He was loving the fact that he had this huge box, and he was like, the whole time we were like pretending what it could be and everything.
That's such like showmanship.
I had no idea.
I love that. That's dope. It's pretty funny.
There you go. People like the low taper fade. Okay. All right. Anyways, long story short, that should be fun to watch. Oh yeah, the goggles, the wrist guards. His grandmother got him snow pants, like snowboarding gloves.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, like he's like all out.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going? Like for like?
He's
New
going
Year's
up to
or?
Blue Mountain or something.
Oh,
he's going for 8 straight weeks. No, I ain't going.
8 straight weeks.
I ain't going.
Okay, you're nice.
Bus. Get on the bus. It's fully catered and everything.
That's amazing.
Straight up to 400. Ship them. Not only that, like going to get taught everything, all the equipment, everything, all included, blah, blah, blah.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah, you pay for what you get, but it's straight up there and he's gone for the whole day. It's like a win-win. It's like babysitting. It's like it's all wrapped up into one here.
It's a pretty good deal.
This is great. Okay. All right. So right now, all right. So let's get into this. Some energy trades today. XLU, that's utilities, downside there today. I want to look at XLE. Clicked on the wrong one. XLE continues its downside push, but maybe there is a ray of hope a little bit here that we do get some kind of a bottom potentially happening in the energy space right now. So I don't love energy as much as I thought I did, to be honest with you. This move has not been very nice, but at the same time, if you're looking to buy something, this is another cheap space. I don't know. I would have thought with all the uncertainty right now, we would have had a nice upside move in the price of oil, which is USO. So let's have a quick look at that. So USO is not moving around too much. It's the companies that are getting hit. And the reason why is that when you can get 4.7, we talked about the industrials, which would be XLI, stocks that paying good dividends, like XLE. XLE pays a 3% dividend, actually. Once you can get now for free in the money markets, like your treasuries and things like that, you TNT, TLT, you don't want it to blow up.
Yeah.
TNT, your accounts.
TLT.
Yeah, to dynamite. As you can get 4 to 5% in the money markets, it makes it a lot harder to throw your money into something where it's been typically maybe a chase of yield there. So watch out for XLE. And those of you that are trying to buy stocks just to grab some sort of a dividend, you don't need to own stocks to get free money. Nothing's free. But you can get that dripped in there, 4% to 5%, depending on what you're looking at there, the 10 or the 20 year. Nice little returns there. So Pfizer actually, now that I see this, banging its head up against 26.75. All right, you know what was a pretty good one there today? We don't have anybody here, but let's go over Stock Blitz.
What's Stock Blitz?
Exactly. Stock Blitz is a segment that we used to have.
Okay.
So I used to do this show by myself, Adair. Now, instead of just talking to myself, now I can talk to you, so I look half as crazy as maybe I did in the past. But yeah, so instead of me just sitting here and going back and forth with myself, we did like a lightning round. So I would go like, all right, let's go over to the chat and do the Stock Blitz. And then someone in the chat would be like, what do you think about Snowflake? And then I would quickly call up Snowflake.
And then you'd be like, that's what I think of Snowflake.
Yeah.
And then next stock. Okay, cool.
All right, Palantir today down to $82 was a good trade for us. The problem with Palantir, and here's a live look at how I traded it, probably way too many times. This doesn't really show up that great on here, does it? But maybe I should change some of these orange. Maybe I should make these orange instead of red because they're kind of. Anyways, nice dip down there, but we did get stopped out once it did break 81.50. The thing is, once it held there, we were able to get back in, just hoping that Palantir does go on that run. And honestly, when you make plays like this and it hits your levels and you get stopped out, sometimes buying it back is a little bit of hopium. You're just hoping that this level holds and that you play the momentum back there to the upside, that if the market does retrace, you know you're in a strong name with Palantir. And that is exactly what wound up happening. Palantir near a top stock for me today, and we get out near the high there or at the high of the day as we can zoom this back out just a little bit and talk about that. So that's Palantir one time there. Let's see what's happening with Tesla live right now, 453. So a little bit of a pullback in Tesla there today. Did you trade that?
I did. I had a lot of fun with Tesla today.
Okay.
So I went short. I can show my chart. I went short. I'll just pull up my chart. Initially at 450. So I want to clarify with Tesla. Generally, I will only basically scalp it. Like I like to know where my ins and outs are. So basically, previous resistance, we break below 454.30. Sorry, 453.50. I got short 453.50. I risked into 554.16 because that was like the prior bar high, or got in risk to 17. It gets that 16, then it rejects. I was like, okay, cool, nice. Got out. What was this half at 452s? Then we got the other another piece out at 451, got stopped out the rest when we broke back above 452. So I was really happy with that trade. Got long here. I actually wanted 456.20s, but couldn't get filled. Once we started holding here around VWAP, around that 457.50s, I got in. I actually added, this is a planned DCA here, at 458.30s once we were holding there. Got out, and I was really proud of this out, just this one little shoop at 459s. We hit 459s, then we say bye-bye. And I should have taken everything on at 458.30, but I was like, well, we'll see what the imbalances bring if I don't get stopped out. I got stopped out. It's fine. I was happy with the trade. I'm really happy with what I did with TSLA here. And it's one that I will be probably trading a lot more because now that it's a bit spreadier, a bit more expensive, I feel a lot more comfortable with the order book. And if you're risking appropriately, there's really nothing to worry about.
You also have, yeah, so that's one side of it. You prefer the spreadier side of it. And then also TSLL if you wanted to get a little bit less of that. All right. Hey, look, what else we could do here? It's 4:20 right now. We could maybe
let's not do that.
We're not going to do that. We could also do something like some trader talk. We don't have anybody lined up here today, as you know, we sort of just take a break here, little bit of a lighter show into the last week of the year. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for continued support. In the last 10 minutes, if there are any questions for Adara or myself, throw them there in the chat. Bears versus Bulls, Adara, we're all looking at that right now. And I do want to say the first people right now, Bears versus Bulls, funny. He's just saying a lot of people hung over from turkey consumption, and that might be right. Although I think I thought that's been proven like not really super true. The turkey having that much of effect on your sleepiness. What's in it there? No, I can't. Okay, anyways, I forget what it's called there. All right, so here we go. All right, Jam Loki says right now, what does Sean think of Tilray at these levels? All right, let's have a quick look on Tilray. So I just wanted to call this up here right now, just real quick, man. Down 36% year to date right now for Tilray. Short float over 12%. So what do I think of it? Not great. I want to be buying better companies heading into the new year. I actually don't want to throw money away at ideas. But if you are doing something like that, have like a little pile of idea money and then like investing money, meaning that if you think that there's something, tryptophan, that's a good one there in Turkey. But right into there, I just think that this little bit of a bump up has been pretty nice. But like those of us that have been buying this dip, how many of you are actually in there buying? Like that move to the backside there, probably getting people flat, if not still down. So I always like to think that there's short covering. You're going to need to break. Like if you are in this name, where are you dumping your shares? Like, I think people are probably waiting for at least the 200 period, if not more than that. So for me on Tilray, man, thanks for the question. Do I find it interesting at these levels? Yes. But I don't think it gets that interesting until people can actually get squeezed out of this. So I think like above $2 and the fire and the party is on. So I think let's set it on fire a little bit there into the beginning of the year. And we did talk about, like, if Roaring Kitty, let's just say he tweeted something out cannabis related.
Yeah.
Something obvious.
Obviously, clearly.
The problem is, right, exactly. Then that would be clear as day, and that would be great. But I feel like the problem, Dara, on that is that it's going to pop once that happens. So you already kind of got to be in. Yeah. And then if you don't believe the move, people are going to sell into that pop. So it's kind of like one of those things where I don't really think the space right now it's justified to be in there. I really do think that, medical marijuana, there's going to be something there, but then I'm not sure if guys like Tilray and all that, if the margins and all that are going to be there for these companies. So what do you got going on over there?
Yeah, I mean, I have Roblox up here for Nick W, who's asking about this. I actually like this daily chart. I was doing some hard staring at this. Weekly looks good too. I'll just focus on the daily first. So basically I think it's pretty clear we ranged for quite some time here. I would say starting March 2025. We really only broke out of this range, started making higher lows. I would say around this, we get this hard drop on May 9th, 2024. We make a total double bottom here, this low on October 24th, 2023. From there, we start making higher lows. So it took us basically 2 years to break out of this range. Now that we have, I think it's a pretty good look. I will say, I like that we're kind of holding as of right now above that, 56 level, bit of a double bottom there on the daily chart. Now we have to clear that 61s. I'm not seeing any obvious reason that we can't clear 61s. The next level of resistance, though, to me, that would be pretty clear is around this 69.70 area. This was some pretty clear support back in October 2021. We rejected pretty intensely February 2022. So that is my take on the RBLX daily chart, the weekly, the other thing I would be kind of cautious of on the weekly chart is, I mean, other than like this is such a clean range breakout, we're basically at that pretty clean, I guess, support from what this must be the IPO going back to 2021 here, that 65 area. I'd watch carefully at 65 and then that 69.70 level. But other than that, the setup of this on its face is pretty clean. We also had a super chat from Nimrod, once again, 69.90, I'm not sure what currency this is. Can you explain a bit on the day and the imbalances? Got wrecked 20% on my Barrick Gold, GOLD, in the past few months. What's your favorite gold ETF/stock? If Bitcoin enters the National Reserve, won't it undermine gold? I can help answer maybe one of those questions, which is the one about the National Reserve. And all I'm going to say here is what Fed Chair Jerome Powell said, which I thought was really interesting that day that we had Bitcoin crack 100,000 for the first time. What he said was, gold and Bitcoin are two different things. Bitcoin is not and should not really be essentially viewed there as a currency. So with that in mind, I think if these parties at the Fed level continue to look at Bitcoin and gold as two separate entities, I'm not sure that would be the case, but I'm definitely not the expert on this issue. That's just my take based on comments that Fed Chair Jerome Powell made. But very interesting question and something I'd like to look more into for sure.
So thank you, Nimrod, and good, good answer there. Adara, yeah, no, I think especially if there is that Bitcoin reserve, I think that's a great bull case there for Bitcoin. I don't know if it necessarily is a bearish move for gold, but if you're going to zoom back in, the imbalances have nothing to do with Barrick Gold. So I can talk a little bit about how they work, Nimrod, for sure. We don't have too much time left. I don't know if I want to go too much over market imbalances right this second, but if I do have an imbalance locator, which I actually do have up, I don't know if it will have any imbalance information on it. Did it just load up? No, it didn't. So my screen sort of flickered on and off there. I have to log out and back into the platform. But Nimrod, join us tomorrow. We'll definitely talk about the imbalances. What the market on close imbalances represent is just interest into the close. If it's generally a sell, you'll see the market start to go down a little bit. But stocks like Barrick Gold shouldn't have that much of an effect. Gold on the weekly chart still holding out really high. I still think there's a spot for this in portfolios. Now, I had never really owned gold at all. The one stock that I do own is the same one that you own, actually, which is Barrick Gold. And it's now getting hit to the downside. As, again, like I said, some of these names that are producing dividends and things like that, they're just not as attractive anymore. So Barrick Gold right now is making that move down. And honestly, I feel like it's worth buying into here. They're only making so much gold. You got to mine it. You got to find it. Once you do, then that's sort of when it goes up to the upside there. So I don't know right now. I prefer Bitcoin over gold. So thank you for the question. I did actually retweet something. I posted something out here. There it is right there. Bears versus Bulls. What one thing, Adara, this is for you also. What one thing does Sean and Adara want to do better in terms of execution in 2025?
Well, that's a really good question. I think one thing that I've noticed for sure and one thing I really want to work on is when I see something that sets up, just having the confidence to take that the second I have all of the elements of confluence that I need, just risk it appropriately and get in instead of waiting for a retest or trying to find other opportunities of entry. Sometimes that's fair. A lot of the times it's not, and you just want to get that first clean entry. So having more confidence in these setups now that I've been trading for like over a year now, which is nuts, and trading live for almost a year. So I definitely just getting more confidence once these setups scream at me because I've been trading long enough now that I know what I want to see. How about you?
Really, 1 year?
Because I started on the sim like late September 2023.
Oh my God, time flies.
So it's been over a year. But live, it'll be a year in April.
You've been here that long?
Yeah.
Wow, okay, let's go. All right, so for me, for execution, for me, it's more of a mentality. It's a great question. Thank you, Harry, for that one. I think it's just try to be less stubborn on, trying to continue on the same trade. Like, so, for example, today when Palantir wicked that bottom and we were able to get back in, maybe just give it a little bit more, like, breathe a couple times. Because sometimes I don't even give it like a minute. But that's in reaction to how the stock moves. But I just think, honestly, little less emotion and more technically based setups. And I think that's what we've been doing. And that's been really working out for us in the last little while. So for me, execute more based on the trade idea itself, and then understand that if it doesn't work, you do not need to get right back in believing that idea is right. So it's like that stubborn thought.
Yeah.
Like no matter, like anything's going to happen on any given Sunday, like a reference to football there. But it's like, I don't know, for gambling, it's the same thing. you know, you could draw aces in poker, for example, as you were just used that a reference earlier. You could still lose.
Yeah.
You know, it's worth going all in because statistically, no one's going to have a better hand than you. Cannot.
Yes.
Cannot.
Yeah.
But then that flop comes and you see 3, 4, 5, or,
And
you know,
somebody
or
else is
6, 7,
7.
8. And all of a sudden your aces are like, still probably ahead, but, you know, not as confident. And sometimes those will get cracked. So what I was going to say about all of that is like, just understand that sometimes that one trade that cracks you is the one that could basically wipe out your whole week or month, and try to stay away from those plays and try to be more focused on the right plays and not get too carried away. So again, I think that's a great,
It's a really good question.
a great question there. Another one, and you tell me, I think this is interesting for you because I've sort of talked a little bit about this again a bit, and it's about sectors heading into 2025. So just in some of your stories, again, another one from Harry Liu. He says, what are some themes that we think will drive the market in 2025? So you're often searching around news stories.
Oh, very much.
Has anything sort of been picking up lately? I mean, I think we had a good theme in 2024, obviously about GLP-1s.
Yeah.
And then most recently, quantum
Quantum's
has been
huge.
super hot. Anything you're seeing picking up now?
Yeah, I mean, I think too with quantum and nuclear, they've both been so parabolic. I'm like a little bit, you know, cautious going forward. We'll have to wait and see if that has any sustainability. But you actually already said it. I was going to say GLP-1s because 2025, I mean, 2024, that was already themed. 2025, though, we've already had, Sharif and I have been talking about this on the main desk as well. Lilly's drug is now also cleared for sleep apnea.
Right,
So these
yeah.
GLP-1s are having purposes beyond weight loss. I think that's incredible, and I think you're going to see more companies getting on that bandwagon as well. So I will definitely be watching the space, the entire biotech space in the big tech world, and then also the smaller biotechs as well, because that GLP-1 news could continue to develop. What about you?
Okay, so I'm going to go with something that I think has a good chance to there. Someone just put it in there. We got to go now, so we're going to do roll call 1 second. But I'm just wondering about this story. What about China? So let's see if China gets a chance to go again here with a possible very, very friendly relationship with the United States moving forward. As, look, Donald Trump knows that if he can get China on board, economy, everything could fly on just positive news right there. We can't go anywhere without doing roll call. So I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Boxing Day. It's been definitely a good one for all of us here at Trader TV Live, and I hope that you and yours a very, very safe holiday. If you're here tomorrow, we are too. So make sure you join us at 8:30 for another big booming day where Neil and I, he'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back as long as he survived his birthday. I believe he has. Been messaging him all day. Welcome back, Neil, tomorrow, and a happy birthday. So we have Harry Liu. Thank you so much for joining us again here today. So we'll just go quickly here. Shay White, we have over 2,000 people watching, so thank you so much for that. Daniel Vargas, Charlie Taft, Drops Trades, Ethan as well. There's Nimrod, the Piper, Havana Woody. I think we're getting a little low here. A couple more. You want to do the last couple here?
Yeah, let's do Andrew Chow, Jim Donnelly, Bears versus Bulls,
Yes, Bears
as
versus
always. We have
Thank
Bristol,
you.
we have Fabian, who's not here, but he's there. Ethan,
Oh, here we
Daniel
go.
Vargas, Oliver Rom, Nick W, AMR, Drops Trades. I think we're good there.
Good
Shout
job.
out Nimrod again for the awesome super chats. Thank you to everybody in this community for being here. Thank you guys for the support in the chat. And guess what? We're here tomorrow for more Market Madness.
All right, potato,
French fries.
French fries, French fries. All right, thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao. Until then, be safe.
See you.